Check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Hey, Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. Come check us out so you can see how everybody think. Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. The show's about to start, so everybody take a seat.
Here, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Yes, we are back. It's our boy Mike D, and we think it's a sports show. We got a great show. We excited. We excited to talk. We excited for you guys to be here with us. Sit back, relax, and take this journey with us. So let's go ahead, hop right into it. I want to know how everybody's weekend was. What's good with boys? How y'all feeling? How was your weekend?
I go. You know how last week you asked, I was talking about the crib. You said, well, I'd rather buy a turnkey house or build it up or something like that. Turnkey house, guys. Turnkey house. It's been like, I'm grateful though, so I'm not gonna like just bash it, but like, it's just always something. It's always something. You know, it's expensive. It's always little things. When you start tearing stuff down, you start seeing new problems. So that's all. So you guys got to fix the new problem with the new addition you want. So just turnkey houses, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Turnkey houses.
Oh man, really, bro? You came in here all happy, like, yeah, you know, we got the stuff going, and we feeling good, and you know, you was all optimistic. A week later, you was like, nah, it's whack. Is that whack?
No, I mean, preference rise, right? Like, just I'm saying, like, it's not whack. I'm not trying to kill it and saying that, you know, some people might enjoy it. Some people might like, you know, creating something from what it is. But I'm saying just far as time and investment and always running around, was always something coming up, you know, just moving in a house that is ready for you, made for you. I think that's ideal. I think that's optimal. You know, I'm just talking about optimal. You know, both can work, but optimal.
Gotta use vacation days and everything.
Yeah, you just gotta, you know, it's just all a constant running, and it's always something. It's never, you know, this is what I need. You know, the contract, this is what I need, and we good. It's always something more. It's always like an unforeseen something that's gonna happen where you're gonna need more money or something else. So just get a turnkey house, guys.
Do you think that's a male thing? Like, you know, speaking to a lot of females like to put it. Well, they like for the male to put in that work for them. Or to say
some females like to put in work too.
But what I'm saying is they don't really like to go into something that's already set in stone. They like to, you know, make things look the way that they want to see it.
I would agree with that if it was like, you know, just, you know, decor and all that type of stuff. But I'm talking about, you know,
ripping out walls,
ripping out walls, adding walls, you know, doing stuff, finishing base. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's different. You know what I mean? So
yeah, going to Michael's and getting a you know, what you call it, like a painting. Yeah, that's one thing.
Going to Home Goods, spending 2 hours at Home Goods is one thing. Then, you know, making a new wall, you know, that's different. You know, new doors, new walls, and you know, that's different.
Well, Rad, while you doing all that, turn your mic down. How about you start there? All right, start there, and then we can talk about your. No, I'm just playing. But
Rad want to make sure everybody heard what he was saying.
Nah, they heard him. They definitely heard him.
I'm not even loud, bro.
Nah, you like super loud. Like,
I just got loud out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, your mic. I don't know why Rad mic always do that. This loud gets super loud for some reason.
Because I need the people to hear me, man.
Yeah, Preach. I ain't gonna lie, Preach. If Rad mic is not super loud, let's shout over him. So Rad gotta soup up his mic to compete. But come on, Preach. No, how about you talk? Let's hear your mic. Well, how was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was fine. Yeah, my weekend was fine. I can't complain. I had to preach this weekend. Actually, at Auntie's church. Their church is open. I mean, like social distancing. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Like everybody wearing a mask, stuff like that. But nonetheless, yeah. So that was a good experience. I can't complain, man. So that was cool. Like it was a pretty subtle week. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
You beat Mills in fantasy.
Did I?
Excuse me. No, he did not.
No, I didn't.
I
Not
still have
yet.
3 players.
Yeah,
I have 3
Mike.
players playing.
Yo, Mike.
Oh,
why you jinx me, man? Mike
I
just
got-
jinxed me.
I got-
Everybody, he just jinxed me. He just jinxed. He did that on purpose because I'm in his division.
I see 122 to 117. I thought that was Mills' score, not his projected. Yeah, of course. I want Mills to win. We are in the division, bro. You are above me. Why would I want you to win?
That's shady.
Like I handle rap for Mills. Now Mills gonna handle preach for me. That cousin to cousin connection, like back in the day, Cliff Robinson leagues. My guy Millie.
Wow.
Too bad Josh Allen going for 50 this week.
Okay,
Yo, bro,
okay.
I was sitting here like, yo, I'm kind of I hope the Bills gang get moved, so it's over for Rad. But nah, I'm excited to see them boys play. Mills, you say how your weekend was?
No, I mean my weekend was cool. Nothing special. It was a holiday weekend at work, so we had a lot of calling and stuff like that. I'm trying to work my exit so I can get up out of there. But other than that,
Because some
I'm just chilling,
absentee
man.
ballots.
Yo, please talk about absentee ballots more than Trump.
Whoa.
That's all you talking about. But I will say this, Mills. I'm glad you mentioned that you had a holiday weekend because we are going to talk, Columbus Day, Indigenous Day, however you celebrate the day. We will talk that, but that's going to be later. Y'all got to stick around with us. We're going to get there. But where your boys want to start first, man? We did have a debate last weekend. It was Pence and Kamala. Obviously, it wasn't as funny as the president joint, but I guess it's still worth talking about. Mills, you got anything you want to say about that?
I mean, it was a typical debate.
D-Wood, what's your reaction here?
You have your two sides. But the thing is, it's you see this a lot of times now. We had these debates, especially this one. They don't really focus that much on the question that was, asked. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gets sidetracked. They want to go wherever direction they want to go in. And when you're speaking of Pence, like he felt like he was in control of the whole debate. Like, let the lady speak. She's getting asked her questions. She get her time. Let her speak with her time that she has. You don't gotta, try and jump over her and show that, oh, I'm manly. I can do what I want. You listen to me. And then she put him in his place. You know what I'm saying? She definitely put him in his place. I felt she stood her ground. They both had, their moments, negative or positive, however you want to look at it. We all have our opinions, everything else. But one thing that I took from it was, Kamala, she was talking very, very, a lot about, Trump and the coronavirus and everything like that, about how, he had the knowledge of it in January, and didn't say anything to nobody until March. Like half of the things that we're going through today could have been, taken care of, a lot earlier. We could have been ready, for everything that's going on right now. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty typical. It wasn't nothing too spectacular, for me. But I don't know about how you guys felt about it.
For me, I think it was a tale of two halves as far as the debates is concerned. I think the first debate, Trump and Biden, it was more for the fanatics. You know what I'm saying? It was just loud rhetoric being spewed back and forth. They was just throwing insults. I think this one was more so of a debate that we are used to. It was clear. It was more disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like they had their talking points. Like you said, Kamala, she went specifically to Trump and the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? It was, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. It was more so for people who read, people who are more informed on certain things. I think this debate was for, those people. Like, cause I mean, they said what you expected them to say, but it was, it was more in a, I guess quieter away. It wasn't like, you know, this big, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like talking about your son or saying, you know what I mean, digs at each
Shut
other.
up, clown.
Yeah, things like that. It wasn't like that. I was gonna say it was more intelligent, but I'm not gonna go that far. It was what it was. It was you know, vice presidential debate. You know, it was just as boring as the next one.
It was copy and paste the last 100, but with a black woman on there instead of another white man. That's pretty much what it was to me. It
And
was status quo as it can be.
And for me, that's not a and granted, I mean, more power to Kamala Harris. Don't get me wrong. I'm, you know, happy that she's in that position as a black woman, but at the same time, she still is a politician in my eyes, right? Like I don't necessarily lose sight of that, because I think that we got in trouble with President Barack Obama. And granted, I love President Barack Obama, but at the same time, if you ask me what he did for me, I'm gonna say absolutely nothing except an example. And which is not, I don't want to just poo on that, right? I don't want to throw that in the garbage, because that does mean something. But at the same time, as many of the great pundits say, we did not hold his feet to the fire. Many books were written about that after his presidency, right? That certain groups got more from President Obama than African Americans. And that's just a fact. So, I mean, at the same time, I'm loud, Mike, because I want to be loud on this particular topic. But I'm going to turn it down on the next one. But so with that being said, because people need to know that, I needed to say that about President Barack Obama, and we need to hold Kamala Harris, her feet to the fire. You know what I'm saying? Same thing.
I mean, I think it was the debate. I think the debate was cool. I think both sides was cool. They both was articulate. I think it was more important for Kamala, honestly, because I mean, let's be frank here. Kamala may be the president if she win. You know what I mean? Like, in real terms. I mean, Biden.
Is he
I don't
Hey,
know
you
how
said my
much
man
Biden-
gonna die?
Wait,
Yo,
is that what you
every
said?
episode he say that. Every episode he
Hey,
say
you gotta
that.
relax.
Do y'all not know that? What I'm saying.
I mean, he is 70. He will be
No,
78.
keep it a buck, guys. Kamala, and for real, I don't think Pence aspired to be the president, or is not shown as if he is. I think Kamala long-term goals is to be in the office probably the next 12 years, right? 4, and then probably, you know, just take over for Biden, even if he don't pass. Let's say that. I don't want with death on nobody. Say 4 years, he's just like, yo, I don't want to be president no more because he's just too old. And she becomes the nominee and try to win for the next 8 years, right? So I think it was more important for Kamala to seem more presidential, not because she's a woman, not because she's a black woman. I don't want to come off as that, but I think I think for the long term, I think she's looking at like I got a greater chance of being the president than Pence. My take, but I think they both was cool. I think they both were strong for their bases. I think Pence was just I think, you know, he was, if I got a winner, I would say Pence slightly won. Far as just like, I don't know, he just seemed more confident. He been a vice president for 4 years already, but I just thought less of Pence. Maybe because I didn't hear him talk as much. Maybe I don't listen to Pence as much. But you know, he knew he had his talking points. He was strong with it. He was, you know, people call it rude. Mills call it rude, talking over the moderator. But you know, he just seemed, I guess, comparing him to Trump, he just seemed presidential. That's the problem. The issue that I'm comparing him to Trump and seeing Pence. If he talked for Trump, I don't think the country hate Trump as much if he talked more, honestly, because he literally was in more control. He's more than compared to Trump.
What you're saying is he was a man. And I think I'm gonna say this. He is more of a politician, right? Mike Pence is more of a politician, but I'm personally, I want to say, I don't use the word scared, but I know who Donald Trump is and I know who Pence is, but Pence can just mask it better, right? He's still for those same things that Donald Trump is for,
if not more.
if not, and he's probably
He is more.
He is more. He is way more of a fanatic and just on that. Like, he is scary from the standpoint of, if he get in office, man, he calling the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump will flirt with it. He won't, like, they'll say, Trump, will you announce white supremacy? Will you announce these extremist groups? He hit him and ha a little bit, because he still ain't. But Pence will just come out straight up. Listen, kill them all. You know what I mean? He got that in him.
I don't know. I don't know if he that far preached, but I will say this:
He's super Christian, evangelical, super Christian guy.
And they the worst
super
ones.
Conservative.
They the worst
super
ones.
conservative.
They the worst. Let me say
He
this.
like
he's
straight up
conservative.
red, through and through red. He through and through red all the way down. It's like it's no pushing him. There's no conservative nature. There's no liberal or no left in him at all. So, and that's, I mean, some people love that. So,
Rad brought it up, and that's just the reality. White evangelicals are the worst of the worst, right? I'm gonna just be honest. Terrible.
okay,
Like bad.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, like any group of people who claim that they are Christian and supposed to have these values, who support Donald Trump, support Mike Pence, and they don't want to speak against anything, they are terrible. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to all white evangelicals. I'm talking to those people specifically. And they hide behind certain things. They want to lash out about this coronavirus and not, certain sects of government not allowing us to have church in numbers and things of that nature. But yet and still, you don't want to speak out things that really matter when black people get shot against, police brutality. They don't want to talk about those things. They don't want to talk about racial injustice. They want to be, with their little white privilege and their little white spaces and do what they can do for their own people.
But what do you expect if all those cops that's doing that at their church or part of their groups, or you know what I mean? If they
Your brother,
if they shake
your
your hands with those cops, and what you expect? So,
But
what I mean, what do you expect?
The issue with that is, right, like there are black cops who go to black churches, and you can still you can do two things at once. You can speak against, blue doing things that they're not supposed to do, and also support the people that's doing what they're supposed to do. It's not
technically, yes, you can, but in real life, no, you can't.
Yes, you can.
The consequences of that I'm talking about. This is not me justifying it, but this is literally just understanding what they are and how it works. They're not going to do that. The expectation of them to do it. The white evangelicals, that's hiding behind all that stuff. When the police union, like, bro, like, there's no way they're going to do that. They're not going to lose that.
But I'm not
just say they're not going to lose whatever friendship they have with the police unions and all that for black people. They're not going to do that. If you'd expect that, that's insane. They're not going to do that.
I don't expect anything from them because they've been bad since the beginning of the time. What I'm saying is, Rad, is that this is who they are, right? And this is who Pence is connected to. They're all together and they're all bad. I don't want people to understand, like, he may hide behind that cloak, but let's remove the cloak. And this is who they are when you get down to the nitty gritty. And I'm gonna be honest, that was one thing I did not like. I didn't like that Kamala Harris. Talk about that. Like, go after those things. But what it shows me is she's just another politician, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel.
I respect that, Preach. I respect the standpoint about Pence, right? Because I said on Facebook right after the debate, I was like, "Yo, on some G, Pence to me is worse." I was in Indiana for 2 years when Pence was the governor.
Oh, wow.
I'm well aware of who he is, how he is, and he's more dangerous because Trump would tell you exactly what he's gonna do. Like, Trump, he's bragging like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and like you can prepare for it. But Pence can rock people to sleep. Because it seemed like he is nice, articulate, like he may actually care about you. Oh, Kamala, I'm so happy that you are the first black woman. But then he come back with I felt the same way when I was nominated, 4 years ago.
Yep.
It's like, are you comparing you to being the 45th white male to the first black woman? It's like, come on, bro. Like, you got to read the room. I see what you're trying to do. It did not work. The whole Breonna Taylor. Oh, that's unfortunate, Breonna Taylor. But what about Flora, her salon shop? And he brought up a whole different scenario when talking about Breonna Taylor, about a person that owned a salon that burnt down in a whole different state that had nothing to do with it. It's like, bro, I see what you doing. I look right through you. And this is all nonsense. And I thought Kamala did a good job. Thought it's hard for her to really, really go full out, right, Preach? Because Pence hit her on her record.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this? What about all the black men you locked up in Cali for weed? You withheld evidence. Like, her record is not good at all either.
It's terrible.
She can't just go full out Angela Davis because that's not who she is.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, granted, I guess
She's not a DOS. She's not. I'll listen to something about it. It might have some. It might be relevant. It might not be, right? Where people was talking about politicians and if you are descendant of a slave, right? She's not. President Obama wasn't. It is not and people saying it's not a coincidence that those two that they made it up to that ladder. You know, did that make? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
I don't know if it's correlation here.
Yes.
But the fact that they're not descendants of slaves, they came through other lines.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. And she I don't know. I don't
and
know.
And they light skin.
That might
HN.
make
I think
Listen.
like being colorism matters. Like the
HN.
Halle Berry, the Halle.
You figure it out for yourself. HN. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yo, you Wally.
I'm just calling like I see it.
I'm not gonna go that far.
I am.
But I would say, no, white people digest lighter skin better. You see it with Hollywood.
Yeah.
She got a white husband.
You got a white husband, so it's easier for her to digest.
Mills is
Yo.
right. Mills is right. Mills topic. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell everybody. Mills had the fire topic. Mike vetoed it, but I'm just telling y'all
I
that
didn't
it
veto
could have
it.
got a
I
little
shelved
crazy.
it. I shelved it for another time. It's a
Okay.
topic. It's a topic that we could pull out anytime. Anytime. There's no need. I don't want to use the heat because we're gonna have an off season eventually where it's not a lot to talk about, and then we could do
That
it.
was the
there.
perfect avenue, though. That
It was.
the perfect-
Yeah,
It was a perfect
no.
avenue. But Mike, if that's the case, since we talking about, you know what I mean, Pence, Kamala, and this rhetoric that Pence is not necessarily saying overtly, you know what I'm saying, but he is saying it in certain undertones. But we do have a president who is just saying whatever he wants to say. Yeah. Tell like you had something you was gonna say about that. I'll let you talk
Man.
to people.
Because I think I'm almost positive. I came on a show. I tell y'all about the Trump signs, Blue Lives Matter flags all the time. And I'm almost positive I said somebody had a sign that said my governor is an idiot before. And now it's two of them. It's two people got those now. And like she's wearing a dunce cap. You know, for y'all don't know, Michigan has a woman governor, Big Gretchen, as we call her, in the buff. Shout out to Big Gretchen. Gretchen Whitmer. She's a woman governor, and her and Trump bump heads all the time. She called Trump out. She's very liberal. She's quote unquote woke type of gig. So she called Trump out a lot, and he hammered her because she's a woman that he attacked her all the time, saying that Michigan need to open up. Michigan need to do this. She's doing a terrible job. We had when the whole coronavirus started, we had people storm Capitol Hill with rifles, and police kind of just stood there and didn't do anything. Versus, you see a lot of Black Lives Matter rallies where people don't have guns at all, and they in full riot gear using tear gas. So, and she said it was a disparity, like a difference in how y'all reacted to that versus how you react to just the protest. So she do it all the time, but.
That shows us that people should have guns when they go.
And I'm a big 2A enthusiast. I'm probably only. Oh no, I think Mills is too. I'm a big 2A. I think everybody should have a firearm and know how to use it for protection. But we could talk about that a different day.
Yeah, because
13 people.
I don't.
13 people just got. Well, we could disagree on that one day. But 13 people just got arrested because they got a plan to kidnap the governor.
That's crazy.
They wanted to kidnap they was going to storm Capitol Hill. They was going to kidnap elected officials, and they said they was going to hold her feet to the fire in the whole court. They were pretty much they were going to kill her. They had plans on killing our governor, and they were an extreme group, a militia group. Two of them were military men, all white males. If you guys need to know. The picture looked exactly like what you were thinking. And she called out Trump saying, listen, you are gaslight, you gas these people up saying that I'm terrible, that I'm a dictator, and somebody need to do something about me. So people went and took it in their own hands, and Trump hit her back hard, was like, my government saved you. You should be thanking me. Kind of in favor of me saving you. You should open up the state. Like he is using her kidnapping as leverage. Like, hey, I saved you. Now you better open up the state. Maybe next time I won't let them do it. Like Trump is really wilding now. He's really wilding now. I think he's going to a different level. That the fact that he didn't even call this group a terrorist group and tried to act like, they were provoked because they can't go sit down in Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, come on, let's relax. Like, are we really at that point where, these people are getting passes just because they align with Trump and his politics? And to me, that's some of the most dangerous things you can do right now. That Trump rhetoric is crazy. And I know I've been talking for a while, but this is crazy. This is really crazy. Like, this is my governor that they try to kill. And Preach said something last week. He talked about that we was worried too much about Biden and his words. Okay, we talked about the crime bill. He said, no matter what he say, it's about what he do. And for Biden, maybe that's true. But for the president, I think your words matter so much more than your actions. Because when you say stuff, like, you can't be shaking hands and kissing all the black babies that you want. But if you are saying that the Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, nobody cares about what you are doing, behind the scenes or even on camera. If they say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group and Tiva is a terrorist group and somebody has to do something, it's sick people out there that will do something. So I think Trump and his rhetoric went to a different level. And I know you guys may not be as familiar with the situation, because it's not your governor. But I guess, what do y'all think about it if y'all had a chance to look at it?
I'll say this quickly. What I've learned is, and this is just throughout history, the one thing white males hate more than black males is a white woman in power. And because, I mean, it's simple. They gave a black male the right to vote before they gave it to a white woman. They said, listen, if it's the last thing we do, we gonna do that. That's just silliness. I'm just being honest. I mean, just look at the whole suffrage movement. I mean, that's just a fact. And also, I mean, we've seen it with the election, right? There's no doubt in my mind.
Hillary?
Yes, Hillary Clinton. It's like, what are we talking about? And I'm not saying that I was just so pro Hillary, but it was just like, what are we really talking about? This guy is a clown. Like, he's a legit. He doesn't even care. He's just playing. He's literally was playing. But
That's on Hillary.
But I mean, no. It's not on Hillary. It's just how society works. White males.
I understand, Rad, but Hillary should have been like, I obviously could not.
She should have been a
But her record should have just like, yo, come on, my record. Like, this dude is a clown.
It's a
Like, this is
clown.
She didn't even like campaign in certain
No,
states.
I know
She didn't have to,
Michigan,
but she should not have had to. Like,
She didn't read the room.
no.
She didn't read the room.
No. She didn't read the room because she ran. That was the problem. Her running is the problem. The issue is what they said was, we don't want a white woman in leadership. That's what they said. And listen, Biden.
I can't argue that. I don't know.
You know what white males say? What's worse than a white woman? A black one. Listen. So I mean, that's I'm not, and that's not my thoughts. That's just the reality of the matter.
Yeah. It's facts are facts.
I think his rhetoric definitely matters, and he's not going to change. So so either if he's in or not, I don't think he's changing. He's not going to change. But it's also, people, you didn't realize how much people really cared about, this mask not being shut down. Like, that really affects people. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's definitely a mix. I think, Trump been talking like this. He been wild and he been talking, but the shutdown, this coronavirus has added something so different, so unique to the situation that it's causing people to do crazier things, to do crazier stuff. People legit, don't want to be told what to do or want to be told, you got to shut down. You can't run your businesses. And on some level, I can see it. I can understand it, right? It's risk to, letting people risk their lives, their self. It's an argument on that side. I don't tend to go towards that argument, but it's an argument on that side to be listened to. So I understand, the extreme. It's
not, Rad. Let me stop you. It's not because we have speed limits, right? If that was the case, then people could just drive as fast as they want. But your rights only extend so far until they start, messing with my rights. So we do put in stuff where people have to obey by these certain rules for the safety of all. It's not like the mask is the only thing that we do that. I mean, even seatbelts. They force us to wear seatbelts.
Yeah, but you can see the argument of saying somebody telling somebody telling you can't go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot go somewhere, and that's it. Like no, you can't go nowhere. There's no wiggle room. You got to stay in the house. It's locked down, and people not gonna like that. I'm just saying that I'm not saying I agree with that, but I can hear people saying like, yo, I want to risk my life. Go risk your life then, bro. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Mike is right though. Like they have policy against a lot of things that people can just say, I want to risk my life. Seatbelt being one of them. In New York, you can't text and drive. In Florida, you can. So I mean, like if you do it, you're gonna they're gonna pull you over. I found this out the hard way. I didn't know you couldn't have earphones in your ear, in both ears. I got a $150 ticket for that, and I'm still upset about that right now to this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I paid it. I paid all my tickets. But
yeah, but that don't mean that I hear that. I totally agree with that, but that don't mean that something else can. That don't mean we okay with something else. I hear you. I totally get what the normal is the normal, but adding something else to it doesn't mean I got to be okay because there's a limit over here, so that means it can be a limit over here. That don't mean that's okay with it. I can say no to this limit and be okay with this limit. I can do two things at once, as Sam say.
You can.
So I can be okay with the seatbelt, but I want to be in the bar for 20 hours. I can be okay with. I mean,
yeah, but then don't act like it's some dictatorship because of it. Like, like I said, if you want to say you don't agree with it, that's one thing. But don't act like don't be all extreme with it. Like, come on, relax.
I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to agree what they did. They did what they bugging. It's extreme. You can't do that, guys. But the issue what I'm saying is when you mix both of these two things, extreme people gonna come out, which you can't control the extreme people. They're gonna do stupid stuff anyway. They probably was on the verge to do something stupid anyway. But the people that's saying the argument is that extreme is going to be used to say, now this is why you should keep Michigan shut down. And I don't think that extreme, I can hear why that extreme might be too, I can see, both that can be used for both extremes. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's somewhere in the middle that can be had. I would say this, then we could, go switch topics or whatever I want to do. I would say this. To me, I found it real funny. And I just want to talk to the Blue Lives Matter people, and not the cops, the people that support the Blue Lives Matter. Because I try not to watch these videos, right? Because videos like this will bring you down. But it's a thing like a black person and a cop arguing. Cops say, get out the car. Like, for what? I didn't do nothing. Get on the ground. Like, what? And you always see those people, well, why didn't they just listen? What's so hard about just listening? What's so hard about that? But yet when it's time to wear a mask, now that's the line. So that's why I really have a problem, because it's not about authority. It's not about respect. It's about putting black people in their place half the time. When it's tough on crime and y'all being tough on black people is one thing. But when it's time to be tough on white people, now all of a sudden we in Nazi Germany now. Like what are we even talking about? So that's why I have an issue with anybody that have a mask. And for me, it's not a lot of room for understanding of the people that don't. I appreciate, Rad, that you are trying that. For me, I have no love, no respect for anybody that want to do that. We don't have to talk about. There's certain people, like our friends, that I don't talk to about with because I disagree with them so much. It's like, bro, we never gonna meet in the middle. So why even discuss it? So, but that's all I gotta say about it. I mean, it's a middle somewhere, because even I want you to everybody wear masks. That's what the science saying. But in the beginning, the science was not to wear masks, right? So you can see why I know some people might hold that and say that and hold on to, because Fauci said not to wear masks at one point. Now it's wearing masks. So, so I'm why not try to be safe? Why not be precautionary? Why, if that's something that could potentially help you, why? I don't understand why not, right? I don't understand why not. But the science in itself, it's room to like what's truth and what's not. It's room there because the CDC or whoever was lied earlier in the year.
But the issue is,
in March they lied, or they didn't know, or they was finding out. You know what I mean? So it's they were wrong. They didn't know. Now I think you should wear a mask because it potentially can help you, even if it's 2%, 5%,
The-
0%. But if it can help, it can help. I don't see why you wouldn't wear a mask.
I mean that's a whole nother conversation. And the reality is sometimes people move the goalposts for either way, and that's neither here nor there. But at the same time, it's funny, we can move topics. Because speaking of moving the goalposts, I think because a lot of people has been doing this for this particular person, Tory Lanez being exact, and I think that let me play this drop for y'all for our culture roundtable. Let me play this drop.
My guy Rad Diddy Bop real quick. My man Rad was Diddy Bopping on that joint.
So
Saucy. Shout
Here
out.
we go. Hold
That was a
on.
good- that was a
Let me
good
play
take.
this drop, y'all.
Bust down, I went and bought a new paddock. Money pounds, spending like we never had it. It's perfect timing, put more work into the passion. Now he's shining, leader of the new addicts. Bust down, I went and bought a new paddock. Spending like we never had it. Put more work into the passion. Now he's shining, leader of the new addicts.
All right. So what we gonna get into is this guy by the name of Tory Lanez. As you know him, but his real name is Daystar Peterson. And any person that's named Daystar is a clown, right? We all know that. Like that's just a fact. Like if you ever
That's a big
It's
extreme, bro.
it's not a fire name. Daystar not
Daystar is
fire.
dope. That's a dope name.
Nah, I think I've never met a good Daystar. But nonetheless,
I never met a Daystar.
That's the
I don't
point.
think you ever met a Daystar.
There you go. That's my point. So it's been this whole hoopla about Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, right? I mean, the conversation is going in a million different places. News came out originally. It was a tiff. It was a little altercation between Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, her friend, whatever the situation was. More information came out. Tory Lanez apparently shot Meg Thee Stallion. That was from Meg Thee Stallion's. That's what she said. Tory Lanez did get arrested at the time. He was released on bond. He was able to go back. You know what I mean, to where he came from. And it's been just a huge conversation about this situation, right? Fast forward, Tory Lanez drops an album and just wows out. I mean, he literally talks about the situation in pretty much every song, basically saying he didn't do it and, everything else. That causes a huge tiff. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of Tory Lanez supporters come out, told you she was lying. She ain't nothing but a liar. She's a snitch, da-da-da-da, this whole hoopla. Days after that, you know what I'm saying, weeks after that, we see Tory Lanez is charged. He faces 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic handgun. Mike wants everybody to, have guns.
Responsibly.
Unregistered firearm in the vehicle, unregistered.
That's
of
it.
course.
That's the issue.
Yeah. It was loaded, and he's facing up to 22 years and 8 months if convicted. So, what do you guys think, man? What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
He getting some time.
Probably.
He gonna have to sit
Definitely
down
getting time.
somehow. He gonna have to sit down somehow. If I mean, you never know, right? Because you need evidence, right? You need to know that he shot it. You need to know that you need witnesses
Well,
to come up and say
They
that
said
he
they're
had
still
the gun, he
investigating
shot
though
her.
too.
The gun was on him. You need all that. So I'm not just gonna sit here and say if it was just him and her in the car, but it was 4 people in that car. So he might have some way out of it. To keep it a buck with you, like unless witnesses straight up say Tory did it, blah blah, corroborate witnesses. But if they don't got that, it's a way out.
I think it's
But it's
There's a
it-
way out of the
it- it-
shooting,
it
but
gotta
there's not a
be-
way out of the possession of the gun, though.
it's a way out of
There's a way
position
out of
because
Yeah.
who had it? Who had it?
if they
If
charge.
witnesses to it.
Well, what? Okay, conventional wisdom would say, right? If they charged him,
Got
you would
something.
think that they have some type of corroborating evidence besides just Meg Thee Stallion saying that she was shot by him, because she had said that. That is not new news, and so you would think. But also, we will say, sometimes law enforcement and charging certain type of people that don't, it's always a gray area with that. So I'll leave that up for everybody else to, decide to fight over. But I will say this for the people who kind of was, for Tory Lanez and all that. One of the things that they did say as an argument against it was he was never charged with something like that. and now he is charged. So my question is like, what is the argument now? Like, I'm listening. I'm waiting. Clearly, everybody thinks he did it. So,
Well,
I
I
mean-
said that when he dropped it. It was like, yeah, it's cool or whatever. The album, had a couple bops on it, but at the end of the day, I never believed one single bar of it.
He was
Like, bro,
lying.
you shot her. Like, and I say, even if you didn't shoot her, you still responsible in my eyes,
But you
because
know
if
who
that's your
did.
girlfriend, yeah, like if I come back and I go, say Mills having a party and Rad shoot Angie, I ain't gonna be like, well, that's between Rad and Angie. Like, no, bro, that's on me. Like, so at the end of the day, I thought it was all corny. I thought it was all whack. Hopefully, Rad never shoot Angie. It was all
That's
whack.
that Ghost
I don't
and
got a
Tommy
gun.
right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all the two boys with the guns. I don't got no gun.
I not keep it on me. But
I ain't
I
got
would
nothing.
say this. I would say this.
Yeah, all right.
I never seen
Oh,
Karma.
there you go.
I never seen Karma come back so quick, bro. He dropped an album and a week later he was charged. Like an album full of lies. That's what it should have been called.
That might have been a problem though.
Yeah, I think he antagonized people a little bit too
Might've.
much, and they said, "Okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough."
But that don't mean, that could have been.
He's
but
innocent
On they,
until proven
I'm
guilty.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't mean that he did it. It could have been antagonizing. It could have been they wanted to get him. But I mean, I don't know, bro. Because the issue is intent, right? I mean, for some people, it might be intent. Like, did he mean to shoot her? What happened? That all that stuff might come out. It's an unfortunate event. I don't want to think that he's stupid.
He is. I'm gonna tell you why he's.
You know what I'm
stupid.
saying? I don't
I'm-
want to think that he's stupid because I'm just saying all the stuff that he had going for him, right? He just became independent. He had quarantine radio going.
Right.
He had the YouTube. I'm saying he had a YouTube deal in the works.
So what?
That's just-
Like, you acting like people who never made money never did stupid things.
I know,
Duh.
but I'm just-
like,
I know.
that's what they do. They do stupid things. Like, I can go
Yeah,
down
but
the
I'm
list
just
and
saying,
name
it's just stupid.
10 million
It's just stupid.
people who do stupid things with money.
Tory Lanez was arrested for a weapon a month before the shooting, I think
He's a
it was.
clown.
Like, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna be honest with Tory Lanez. Listen, it is what it is, and if he did it, shame on him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all condemned him. Like, if he did do it, we all condemned him and said that was wrong. You don't do that to a female.
I
go
condemned him
somewhere.
if he didn't do it. So I don't-
Yeah. I mean,
That's how I
because he should be in control of his situation. And if that was the case, right, he should have said that I was drunk, I was under the influence, I did something I wasn't supposed to do. He probably would have got, maybe probation or something like that. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't necessarily hurt that bad. Huh? We say.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you had to do is just if you're honest up front and say, "Yo, I was drunk, I was under the influence," just like vehicular manslaughter. People don't go. I mean, we've seen people get off. I mean, I don't want to be insensitive to people who died, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you are under the influence. We have laws to interpret that. That's all I'm saying. Nonetheless, we can move on from this clown.
Yeah,
Because
that's cool.
you got something to say, Mills?
No, that's cool. I mean, we transitioned it. We went from shooting a gun and we can move to something called shooting a basketball. Game 5, NBA Finals. Question was out there: should LeBron have
Mills
taken
with the segue.
that last shot? Should he have taken the last shot? A lot of people say that was a wrong play by him throwing to Danny Green. A lot of people say, "Hey, you're LeBron James. You're the greatest in the world. You take that shot. It don't matter who's over you. Kobe would have did it. MJ would have did it." So what y'all got? What you guys think? Was it the right play? Was it the wrong play?
Mills. I'm coming to
I see-
you because
I see you got-
last week I got MJ on me. It's just by happenstance, but I'm coming, Mills. I want to hear what you got to say because last week we talked about Kyrie, right? Talked about Kyrie and how he feels like he is the person to shoot the shot, and now he has KD. Now he feels like he has somebody who can't shoot the shot, and and as a joke, I compared you. You were the Danny Green in my scenario, and I said that Preach would not pass you the ball. And like days later, this played out, and LeBron passed the ball to his Mills. So Mills, I want to know how do you feel about the situation? You being a Danny Green yourself.
Uh,
That was wrong.
All right,
You
man,
know
I'm
what?
playing.
I'm
I'm playing
gonna-
with you, man.
I'm gonna let you keep that one, but I do have a spitter now. If we talking high school days, it was a different ball game. But I am a pure sharpshooter at the moment. But
Man, maybe you're 2K player.
I'm gonna be LeBron in this situation.
All right.
The game's on the line. We're down 1 point. I think it's about probably 13, 14 seconds on the clock. It's a little bit of time. Obviously, you're going to, draw the defenders near. And the objective is to win the game, obviously. And you make substitutions to put, people on the court for specific reasons. KCP, shooter. Danny Green, supposed to be shooter. AD, he does what he does. Marquise Morris, I don't know why he was out there, but he was out there because he can make the shot too. Give him a moment, I think. LeBron he drew to a double team. Third player was trailing. Fourth player was coming. It's a tough shot to make. It's a very tough shot to make. And what people fail to realize is LeBron isn't MJ. LeBron isn't Kobe. LeBron is LeBron. And LeBron will always make the smart play in order to put his team in a position to win a game. Kobe would have took the shot. MJ would have took the shot. LeBron just wanted to win the game. And the best option to win a game was to pass the ball to the open player. That had a free throw. That is a free throw to a three-point shooter.
You truly believe that?
Believe
You
that.
believe that
For
best
what?
option to
For
win a
what?
game
It was
a top of the degree three by Danny Green?
Yes, because he's supposed to be a shooter, correct? He's supposed to be one of your three-point
Wait, but
shooters.
we're not speaking in in theory and supposed to be. We're speaking in reality.
Okay,
You
he
know,
is my
you know who
shooter.
Danny Green. Okay,
He is my shooter. I'm passing you the ball. Yes.
Is he the shooter?
Yes. Because the objective of the Lakers game is you have LeBron up top, you have AD on the block. 9 times out of 10, they either run a pick and roll. LeBron is driving, he's kicking it to a shooter. KCP, Danny Green, a shooter. You are my shooter. You take the shot. It's a high percentage shot. It's a free throw. You're a shooter. It's top of the key. It doesn't get any better. The closest player was 30 feet away. I mean, and then what makes it worse is you hit the front of the rim. Like, that's a bad. I mean, it's a good play.
Rad, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
It's a good play. But before
go
I
ahead, finish
end
up.
it, because this is really what pissed me off. Like, the shot wasn't a bad shot. He missed it. We get it. It happens. Lakers get the rebound. 6 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And you got this NBA player that's shaking in his pants. Like, you shook for what? You are a pro
Keep
athlete.
talking, Mills. Keep talking.
And you
keep talking. Thank you.
And you
Keep
throw the
talking.
ball out of bounds. I understand you try to make the perfect play, but it's still 6 seconds on the clock. And then after the game, I didn't know it was that much time on the clock. You think you just put it to JR. That's why JR don't get no minutes now, because he's stupid. And now you're not going to get no minutes next year because you are dumb.
And LeBron did it again. Why would you pass it to JR? Why would you pass it to Danny Green? You shoot the ball.
Here we are. No, well, JR got the rebound in that game. But here we are, Mills. And you took it exactly where I need you to take it. Because for some reason, I don't know why, you care about pro athletes and them being pros. I don't know why you care about that at all. You'll backup quarterback, second, third string. You think they should throw for 350 yards. And now you think that Danny Green can hit a game-sealing shot. You think Danny Green could hit a series clinching, NBA clinching shot with 9 seconds left? It's Danny Green. And I think people, we live in a vacuum too much, right? Because if I was to say player A drove to the basket and team B collapsed, player A passed it out to a teammate for a shot, people would say that's the smart basketball play. But once you start putting names, it's LeBron James, and he passing the ball to Danny Green, that's where I have a problem. Because to me, that's no longer a smart play. That's no longer a smart play. I don't care. It got to be like, I don't know. I'm not passing the ball to Danny Green, but that's just me. Because I feel like LeBron on 4 people is still a higher percentage of making a shot because he's cool, calm, and collected in those moments. Marquise Morris it was like a hot potato in his hand. He wanted that ball out of his hand so fast. And that's why you go 1-4 low, because you get those scrubs out of the way, and it's LeBron. And when you shoot LeBron, we are crashing the basket. But you think that Danny Green gonna pass the ball to Danny Green for the shot? Like, to me, that's not the smart play. It may be like on a chalkboard, like me and Priest used to draw it back in the day. But when you see it's Danny Green out there, I'm not passing the ball to him. I wanted LeBron to take that shot when it was 13 seconds left and he was dribbling against Jimmy Butler. I said, I hope LeBron take the shot. Go ahead, LeBron, take the shot, win this game, become the GOAT, and you pass the ball to Danny Green. And to me, I didn't like that. That's not the play that I wanted him to make.
That I disagree, and I am like 100%. I think
Because you would take the shot though.
listen, I am 100%. The best player should take the shot. Should take probably like I was a more proponent of Kobe taking about 70 shots a game, only because I think Kobe's worst shot is better than Sasha Vujicic's best shot. Like so I am a proponent of that. But in this situation, how that play went, LeBron made the right play. Like he just did. He went right. 7 people jumped on him. And he made a great pass. He threw it behind him. Now, the only issue, you are right in certain, like Danny Green hasn't hit a good shot since the Spurs. Like we all know that. Like he has not hit a good shot since the Spurs. But at the same time, he made the right play. He was like triple teamed. He threw the ball.
Regardless who was out there.
Regardless. It's not even, it's not like Danny Green was wide open. Like you are an NBA player.
My Facebook constantly, says Danny Green.
What do you mean?
Danny Green is the worst basketball player in the league. Is what Facebook tells me.
But he's not.
That's what Facebook tells me constantly. He's the
worst.
worst.
You shouldn't. I never said that. You shouldn't get your information from Facebook because I know for a fact I never said that. Danny Green might be top 10. He might be top 15. But I never said he was the worst player in basketball. I can name more people.
This is why it's a bad shot. Listen, LeBron. It's not LeBron.
No, it wasn't.
LeBron. Like he lived for that moment. Like
who said that?
Because it's. What do you mean?
Who said that he lived for that moment? Like, who said that?
Who plays ball that doesn't?
Listen to me.
I can name a few people who got hot hands. Danny Green for one. Markieff Morris for 2. You know what I'm saying? You want me to keep naming players who don't want to take a shot in those moments?
The game.
What are you talking about?
Take 20 shots a game for that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't.
If Danny Green, if that was Danny Green only shot that game, you would not have been surprised. You would have been like, oh, it wouldn't have been crazy if Danny Green was 0 for 1 from the field. It wouldn't have been crazy. Nobody would have said nothing. That because it's not for him to take shots like that.
Why is it not?
Because LeBron,
this is Danny Green.
I'm gonna say this. No, let me say this. No. Let me say this. It doesn't matter. I seen Kobe Bean Bryant dribble right against the Celtics. 7 people was on it. He pulled up like now. Kobe normally takes the shot. I seen him do it 1,000,001 times, but he made the smart play. You know what he did? He passed the ball to who? Derek Fisher, wide out am. And then another time he passed the ball to Ron Artest, wide out am. Well, all I'm saying is, do I think that Ron Artest would have made that shot in that moment? Absolutely not.
If he missed it, it would have been a bad.
Okay, but that's the point.
Thank you, Rad.
You're bugging.
Yo, bruh. We are so results based.
That's
when you make a decision, you have no idea what the decision is going to be. When Jordan passed the ball to Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr missed that shot, Jordan's like, I'm never doing that again.
That's not
but because
true.
he did, yes, he is, bro.
LeBron in his mind is going through saying like, I can potentially have this chance. Like Danny Green ain't like, yo, come on, y'all.
I don't
Danny
know.
Green ain't.
First of all, I think
LeBron's mindset is we can win this game. It wasn't I got the chance to win a game.
Passing the ball, Danny Green ain't gonna do it.
I listen, y'all all wrong, and y'all know y'all wrong.
No, I don't know I'm wrong.
What LeBron did was he made a good basketball play. Like the dude was wide open.
So regardless who was out there then.
I didn't say
regardless who was out there. I'm asking you.
No, okay, this is the fact.
Danny Green is terrible.
He is terrible.
It's terrible.
But Danny Green get paid $15 million.
I don't care about
Frank
what you
Vogel,
paid.
I do.
Man.
Danny Green get paid $15 million. He should have made that shot. He should have stepped into the shot and took it like a man. He didn't. That's not LeBron's fault. He should no. If you want to blame somebody, blame Frank Vogel for putting him in the game and putting Markieff Morris in the game. Blame him.
That's true.
So you don't think Danny Green was option B out of that? They obviously drew up a play. It had to be a play.
Yes.
Danny Green be option B.
He had to be option B.
Wait.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis on your team. To win the game, them 2 players need to take the shot. It's that simple.
Stop.
AD said he was hurt.
Are y'all serious? Yo, do y'all know basketball? Yeah, clearly y'all don't know how to play basketball, because if y'all knew how to play basketball, and if you watch basketball for any length of time in your life, there have been millions of plays where the best player on the team did not take the shot in the last seconds. To be honest, it probably happens more often than not if you just want to get statistically for real. Because they double and triple team the best player. It's just common sense. Why won't I get the ball out of this player's hand and put it in this player's hand so he can take the shot? And that's what happened. LeBron. Now, listen. I'm gonna tell you this.
Preach. No, Ryan, let me go.
Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr. Do you want me to still keep naming people?
Yeah, no. I want you to stop, Preach, because
Dennis Johnson.
If I am the coach of the
about,
other team. If I'm the coach of the other team, what do I want the Lakers to do?
Pass the ball.
I want to get the ball out of LeBron's hand. Get the ball to Danny Green. Yes. Why? Because he's terrible. It's terrible.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We all know that. That's not a secret.
Right. So
that's
my issue.
What does that mean?
That's my issue.
That LeBron did what the defense wanted him to do.
In the first quarter, that's maybe a good play.
Duh.
When the game on the line,
He got a wide open shot.
you do not pass the ball to Danny Green, bro. Preach.
Okay.
There's 10 people on a high school team you would not pass the ball to.
Yeah,
so
I
LeBron
agree.
take that shot.
It's good play. Get out of here, Preach. Go ahead, Mills.
So if LeBron take the shot and he missed the shot, what's the outcome? What
That's
do
the
you
best
say
shot you
that?
can touch. You live with it. You live with it.
No, you live with that. I agree with that.
You take 20 shots a game. You
Right.
on the rhythm. You take
But-
the shots all
but
week.
then-
Get fouled.
but y'all said something-
Happen.
y'all
Danny
said
Green,
something key, though.
No.
Y'all did say something key. It's LeBron. And the people are going to say, "Oh,
Yes,
LeBron
it
should have
is
passed
LeBron.
the ball. LeBron should have did this."
No, nobody would
but,
say that.
But
If anybody said
So
that,
bet you they
Mills,
would.
we talking about us three right here.
LeBron should have passed the
I
ball.
talk about other people.
Listen, the issue is two things can be true. If LeBron took the shot, I would not have been upset. But what he did wasn't necessarily like the worst thing in the world. He passed
Yeah,
the
I'm
ball
not saying
to a
that
wide
either.
open player. I
I'm
can
not
see
saying neither.
If
But
it was
regardless of
the
player-
Dwight Howard, then I'd be like, LeBron, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? But it's not Dwight Howard. Danny Green should be able to make a wide open three. He's in the
Why?
he's in the
Why?
NBA.
He's terrible,
should, but he's
man.
not.
Yo,
He's not.
we
Stop
watch him
talking that. That's a
every
joke.
night,
That is
man.
a joke, man. That's
He's
a joke.
That's the issue.
Yo, if you're an NBA
I'm
player,
sorry.
you can make
I'm
a
sorry.
wide
Danny
open
Green
shot.
Is Danny
Stop
Green not
talking.
Sasha Vujic of this year's Lakers? Is he not equivalent to Sasha Vujic?
Sasha Vujic just made some clutch free throws. So I mean, like you can say whatever you want to say.
Yo, I am crying. Yo, I hear you preach. For me, this is what I said. I was watching the game with Andy, right? And it was 13 seconds on the clock. And I said, I hope LeBron takes this shot. Because in back of my mind, I was like, I think LeBron is going to take it. I wanted him to take the shot and make it and win the game, win his fourth ring. To me, I was looking for the story, right? But LeBron and I looking for the story. I understand that. But if that was Kobe, I'm not saying.
But that's.
Oh, I want to let me finish. I'm not saying I hope Kobe take the shot. I'm just saying I wonder if he's going to make it. And for me, that's why I like watching Kobe more. I'm not saying Kobe is a better player. That's for you and Rad to say. But for me, I like watching Kobe more because I know Kobe taking that shot in that moment on 7 people. If the coach from the other team want to come out and check them.
I think the issue is what that is. LeBron actually made the right play because if LeBron would have settled for a jump shot, we'd have been upset. Why didn't you go to the hole? He went to the hole. Well, okay, whatever. What I'm saying is he made the right move, in my opinion. He went to the hole like he was supposed to do. When he went, he got cut off by Jimmy Butler. Like, what was his alternative to make a jump stop and take a fadeaway like this? Possibly. Could he have done a hook shot that he never practiced in his life? Possibly. But what he did was he said,
LeBron have in practice.
I've never seen LeBron make a hook shot. So what he did was LeBron James,
LeBron made one hand floater leaning like this off the glass.
That's fine.
To beat Toronto
But he never made a hook shot. So what I'm saying is if LeBron made the right play and throwing the ball behind his back to a wide open player, but nonetheless, we could debate that all day. The fact of the matter is that the Lakers won the NBA championship in the bubble. All right. They won. LeBron got his 4th ring. Thank God. Anthony Davis got his 1st ring. He got bailed out. But what do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about the Lakers and them winning?
I don't know. It felt weird. You know, I picked them too, but whatever. It felt weird. It felt weird. You because it's like as you watch it, I don't know. It didn't feel like the finals. It didn't feel like the normal final. I'm not trying to take nothing from it, but I'm talking about just the hype around it because football going on, COVID. It just didn't feel normal. It didn't feel real. Like I didn't know how to feel. I just sitting there like I don't know how to feel. Like I'm happy for LeBron. LeBron got his fourth MVP. But I don't know, man. It didn't feel the same because it's not the same. I'm honestly, it's not the same. But LeBron got his fourth MVP, got his fourth ring. And I don't know. I honestly, I really don't know.
I agree with that. It was definitely a different feeling, different atmosphere. The crazy thing is, it's kind of, I don't know how they made it that long. I understand that's their career, but they was actually isolated from the world for about 5 months, 4 or 5 months, maybe not that long, but
like 3.
It was a good time frame, about 3 months.
August,
no fans, no family. A lot of people didn't bring their family to the bubble. No, I don't know what they did, on an everyday basis, but they pretty much was really committed just to basketball. And you can tell, the games were more. Well, Mike don't like when I say stuff like this, but it looked like it was more passionate.
I don't mind when you say it. You just gotta say why. Why was it more passionate?
I mean, I'm not even talking Lakers right now. I'm not going to talk Lakers. I'm going to talk Miami. I think this was a great game for Miami. Even though they lost, it was a good learning experience.
You saying the series?
The whole road to the championship was great for them. This is a new team. They're going to build chemistry, as the years go on. And we have been shown, not to take any credit from LeBron, but Jimmy Butler can really play the game of basketball. Like, the man had an absolutely great, NBA Finals, show. Minus the last game, he didn't really do too much. I think he had like 15 points, but he really put Miami on his back. And that's not one of those people that we actually hear his name, that much. We don't really hear a lot of people talk about Jimmy this, Jimmy that, except for, a couple people. One of our friends obviously bring him up all the time. But
you think he's a top 10 player?
Jimmy Butler?
Today?
Whatever. Is he your top 10?
I think he's a top 17.
He's a top 17 player?
Jimmy Butler is a top.
As preachers say, I think he's top 17.
He's a top 10 player. Yes. Jimmy Butler is a top 10 player in basketball right now.
Simply
now you're going to use
playoffs?
real numbers.
Simply because of this playoffs. Absolutely.
All right.
Oh my
So
God.
they got a chance to make it back. You think they're going to make it back? Yeah, I think Miami going to make it back?
I think they can make it
I don't.
back.
Probably not.
I mean, can they? I mean, anybody can, I guess, if you take it from that. But were they? I don't. Like I said, I seen people talking about, rest Bam, rest Dragic. You don't want them to, get injured more. Come back next year and try it again. It's like there's no guarantee. If Giannis go to Boston, I doubt y'all beating them.
You think the bubble played in their favor?
Maybe, right? Because you see people like Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson really like rise. And I don't know if they do that. You know what I'm saying? If it's you traveling, because his fans preach is different. Like, travel.
I'm gonna be honest.
But travel had impact. No, traveling had impact.
I'm not denying that. And just the overall NBA season and having to acclimate yourself. I understand that. I'm with you. I'm with you. But to me, I'm gonna keep it a stack. That is more professional, right? You're actually talking two different things. That's a professional thing. This to me was basketball. Like, can you hoop? And people got exposed. And I'm gonna talk about it right now. I'm glad the Lakers won the championship because I needed to say this. Kawhi Leonard is one of the worst players in basketball. And we gotta say it. We have to start. Listen. I don't like when y'all do that. Kawhi Leonard. Listen. Kawhi Leonard last year got lucky. And we see that now. He got lucky. He had some fortunate injuries to go his way, and he was able to win a championship. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, when I look at it, man, that dude was like, why do we say that he's good? The same thing that we was about to laud him for, winning 3 championships with 3 different teams, LeBron James did it.
I wasn't about to laud him for that.
What I'm saying is I can appreciate that because that is greatness. That's dominant. LeBron James has been a dominant player since he touched on the NBA court. Like that's why he's amazing. And the fact that we was comparing Kawhi Leonard to LeBron James, saying that he was in that category, it made me feel how we used to do the same thing with Kobe, and it's disrespectful. It is the most disrespectful thing we could do to a great player like that. Kawhi Leonard is here. He's knocked a couple pegs down. Kevin Durant, he can sit down here too. You know what I'm saying? Like clowns. They all clowns.
Are you talking legacy, or are you talking about at like this very, very moment?
I'm talking about at this very moment and legacy at the same time. I could do two
Yeah,
things.
but I don't know if anybody is calling Kawhi like as good as LeBron and the top players of all time.
My point is this. The supporting cast of LeBron James was god awful. He was relying on Rondo.
No, Danny Green was wide open.
He was right up. He should have made the shot, but that doesn't mean Danny Green wasn't trash. Danny Green,
Yeah,
Marquise
but
Morris,
they still had
KCP.
two of the top 5 players in the league.
I'm not denying that.
So
I'm not denying
that's-
that.
You know, they top heavy for sure. But that's a great two top. That's
Okay,
a great top. Pause.
I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is, my point is, they said that Kawhi Leonard was supposed to be this top player. He's supposed to be number 1 in the league. He took that next jump. You had a good enough team, in my opinion, to do whatever you needed to do to get to the finals.
He did.
You're
He
a
did.
clown.
He did.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like what LeBron showed me. What LeBron showed me was he asserted his dominance and let the world know these dudes is trash.
Yeah, so okay, well, because you saw LeBron some love, and like last show you talked about how you disrespect LeBron all the time. So maybe he was talking to you. He was like, give me my damn respect. Like, did y'all like seeing that from LeBron? That type of I don't know what they call it.
I don't like it.
I didn't like it because I'll revert back to 2011, and that's the only reason why I disrespect LeBron. Like it's not. I respect LeBron for pretty much everything, but what you did in 2011 was so egregious, and what you did against the Celtics was so egregious. I don't look at you in the same light as everybody else. Now, if you keep doing what you're doing, you can sway my opinion. I'm not set in stone with the things I say, but as it stands now, if we want to talk about an all-time thing, like LeBron James is still he didn't go above anybody, my opinion. It's Michael Jordan, Kobe. You can flip flop if you want.
I don't even think it gets to that.
Kareem
though.
Abdul-Jabbar,
It's just
and LeBron James.
It's so much negativity that surrounds his name. Like,
Is
like
it?
nobody, a lot of people. It is like.
I think it's just louder than
He King James though. Like
It's
what I'm
social
saying
media
is,
too.
yeah.
He the best player in social media, and it just happens. You know what I mean? It happens.
yeah, and if you stay in the league as long as him and you're great, you're gonna get negativity. You should. That's how you become a mega star. I don't mind that.
Polarizing.
Yeah, and for certain things that he did, he lost against the Dallas series. That was embarrassing, and he did the decision. People didn't like that.
And then even he was like, we're not gonna win 1, not
Yeah.
2, not 3. So yeah, so it's not like LeBron doesn't have any blemishes on his record for people to poke at him. But
And I think the decision was fire, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that was
I don't
fine.
mind- I don't mind that.
He raised money.
Look, no, I'm
Whatever.
saying, forget raising money. Look back on it. Like the decision was like, isn't that what everybody does now? At least coming up, you don't see it as much in NBA, but it's a whole big hoopla on these free agents now, right?
You mean as in actually going to Miami, not the
LeBron
actually sit
changed the
down?
league.
I'm
LeBron
saying
changed
both.
the NBA.
I'm saying both. I'm saying like what LeBron James was visionary in that, in my opinion.
Yeah, he changed the league. He changed the league tenfold. LeBron, the NBA today is so greatly changed and so greatly different because the impact of LeBron, like the impact he gonna have, the stamp he gonna have on the NBA might be the greatest of all time. I don't see a greater stamp.
You gotta stop.
Like honestly,
Like
I'm
you
talking
gotta
about
stop, right?
I'm talking about listen to me. Listen, I'm talking about free agencies.
talking
I'm
about?
talking about how much money these players
Like,
getting
yo,
paid.
he was not the first free agent to leave.
Jordan made it
Kareem-
international
I'm not
though.
saying-
That's
Kareem
tough.
Abdul-Jabbar left the
Listen, it's
Milwaukee
not about
Bucks to
who
go
left.
to LA. What are you
This
talking
is
about?
not about who left. This is about controlling your destiny. This is about signing 2-year deals. This is about leaving 4 different times. Like this is how he left, how he took max deals, 2-year deals, putting the team like to your mercy. Like this is not the norm. This is not how LeBron, how Paul George, how Kawhi, what Paul George and Kawhi just pulled off, how they just got to Clippers. That's not the norm. That's because of LeBron James, bro. Simple as that. How he recruited D Wade and Bosh to come down. How he made the
He didn't
Cavaliers
do
trade Wiggins for Kevin Love. That's LeBron James, bro. Nobody was doing that. But
Kobe
LeBron
Bryant did
James.
it.
Kobe
Bryant
didn't get Chris
did it.
Paul. He couldn't even get Chris Paul.
First of all, the league stopped
couldn't
that.
even
That
get
was
Chris
David
Paul.
Stern. That was a league thing. Like if David Stern say no, like
He didn't do it.
he can't.
LeBron couldn't get. He didn't do it. LeBron.
He can't.
Oh, the
Yes,
league,
he
the
did.
league owned the
They own the
Pelicans.
team, so he could. They literally
know,
could not
I'm
do
just
that.
saying.
What I'm saying
I'm
is
just saying
Kobe
LeBron
did
had
the
it.
same thing when he said I'm not playing, and he didn't pass the ball to nobody, and all of a sudden he got Paul's call and he won 2 rings after that. Like you telling me Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant
but-
didn't do that?
but
Are you
LeBron
telling me
left.
Kobe Bryant did not
Kobe
do that?
stayed.
It's either yes or no. Did Kobe Bryant do that?
stayed, LeBron left.
But
LeBron
that
left.
yeah, and okay, now we
So
get
now
we
so
getting
what
somewhere.
I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Kobe did that, but LeBron power and just the fact that he actually left, like that, all the leverage is on. Oh, he gonna leave it because he did it, and he did it to he left Cleveland his hometown, and then he left Pat Riley. Like, what do you mean to go back to Cleveland? Like he
And then
would
leave
leave
them
you.
again.
Like Kobe didn't leave. He would leave you. LeBron would leave you. You had
Yeah,
to capitulate
but
to everything he said.
Kobe didn't want to leave. Like and not to mention, I no,
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
don't
the leverage is
disagree with
LeBron.
you,
That's what
Rad,
I'm
and what you're saying so much. I'm not saying that he's the 1st
I'm a
person
Kobe
to ever
fan, so
do this.
you don't need to argue Kobe with me.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that LeBron James is the first player to ever do this. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that his stamp is on the league and yeah. So I don't know what Rad is talking about.
Sneakers.
Yeah.
And the
listen,
international
listen.
taking the game
Listen.
to another level.
I think it's disrespectful to Magic Johnson and Larry Bird for what you
Yeah,
just said.
Magic
so
and
you just-
Bird.
so you can relax. But what I will say is with the advent and the oncoming of social media and LeBron using that and because his aura became bigger because of social media. And there's a whole like lineage that's going to come behind him, like players who will do some of the things that LeBron has done. Whether that be good or bad. Now it's good
That's my
from
point, guy. That's the
No,
point.
listen.
No, Rad, we agree with you, but you say it's the most impactful thing.
And that's
We
not
disagree
true.
on that.
That's what we're disagreeing on.
Yo,
Yeah, but
how much money these players get now?
Rad,
but
how
we-
much
we
money they
agree
get
with
has
that.
nothing to do with LeBron. Like just the salary cap goes up. Like that's
Well,
not like
and this man
yeah,
right here.
like I don't understand when he's like
He was
That's
taking,
fair
but he was
game.
taking shorts. He was taking
Who?
shorts.
Yeah, but I know, Rad, but everything.
LeBron
everything
took
is
shorts. What are
everything
you
is
talking about? LeBron took shorts. He took shorts up until he left Miami. So what are you talking about?
Right. It's the what is it? Malcolm dream. So Obama, like you saying, like it's hard to say Obama was the most impactful black person because he was president. But like no, times are different. But but that's what you're saying. You saying that what LeBron did
No.
is so much more better than Jordan.
It
And
wasn't.
Precision just-
Yeah, it's
I mean,
because
we-
LeBron
I can
left.
disagree.
I'm not
LeBron
just
saying LeBron leaving is the trickle down effect of LeBron leaving.
is that he's scared and he
Could
run away
potentially
from
be-
trouble.
Whatever. I'm not. That's
Yeah.
not. I'm
Okay.
not arguing that. I'm
Alright.
talking about the business side of that. The business side of the NBA has changed in the player's favor tenfold compared to what
Well-
Jordan or Magic or Bird done. That's what I'm saying.
I think
And that's the trickle down effect of LeBron leaving.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I agree, and I think you brought up something. I think what has happened is that oftentimes I think it's not so much a player thing as it is a player thing, but it's a fan thing as well. And what I mean by that is, and I guess because maybe we don't have a basketball team, it's hard to say, but I think we look at players going to a different team different. Now, granted, because when I say that, I mean like sometimes we had this idea that if you left a certain city, you did a disservice to the team. You're supposed to be loyal to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, I'm a Laker till I die. But at the end of the day, the Lakers is not loyal to you, right? Like, they're not loyal. No team is loyal. We saw, like, first of all, we always knew that.
They was loyal to Kobe. They was loyal to Kobe.
No, they wasn't. They wasn't loyal to Kobe. They said they was going to trade Kobe. That came out before. What I'm saying is it's a fact.
All right, bro.
They wasn't loyal to Kobe. They was loyal to money. They don't care about Kobe. Nobody cares about no team cares about a player that much. That's just
I
a
don't agree
fact.
with that.
Name the team.
Lakers, Kobe.
They don't care. Why would they care about him? They care about the dollars.
Well, I mean, yes.
What are you talking about?
But at
Like,
some
are
point-
y'all serious? Are y'all sitting here?
They're
Are
long
y'all gonna
enough,
tell
you
me?
grow some married relationship?
Are y'all? So
But I
what?
think G
So what?
does truly love.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
I think it's very unique. Now I'm not saying that's across
What
the
are you
board.
talking about? Talking
I don't
about Tom
think
Brady
Chicago
just left.
I don't
They didn't
think-
want
I
to
don't
pay
think
Tom
Chicago
Brady.
cared about Michael Jordan like that, and they should have. But I think Kobe is unique enough, and Jeannie Buss and the Buss family is unique enough to genuinely care about Kobe. I do believe that.
I'm not saying
Now,
that.
I can't say that nobody else, but that one franchise and that one player, I can say that.
I want to say this because LeBron was a little talkative last night, and I want to know what y'all feel about this. Do y'all all agree that what he said was a shot at Kyrie when they asked him about? Well, I don't know what the question even was, but LeBron was like, "Yeah, you know, I never missed a playoff game in my life. You know, I'm always available for my teammates when they need me." Did y'all think that was a shot?
Probably.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he passed. No, LeBron is super passive aggressive. That's why he kind of early on he kind of rubbed me, but he's super passive aggressive. Of course, it was a shot.
But
Everything LeBron say is calculated. It is not. LeBron
It
wouldn't
was,
have said it like that.
it was very Drakish.
Yeah, it's very calculated. He know what he was saying. He know everything that he says is going to be in the media. It's going to be pushed out. He knows that. Period. The same energy. If you feel like Kyrie shouldn't have said that, or whatever energy you had about Kyrie, you got to know that if LeBron say that, it's going to be straight up a dig at Kyrie. You know that. Come on, he know that. Everybody know that because this is how it is. This is social media area. This how it goes.
Why do y'all two think it wasn't?
I think it was just like if you catch the stray, catch the stray. Like what he's saying is it's just a fact. Like he's speaking greatness. And I don't never mind the player speaking greatness. If you get hit, you get hit. Like is he shooting at Kevin Durant? Like I mean, like, is he shooting at any other superstar that
said
missed?
my teammates. He said my teammates.
Okay, regardless. But I'm just saying if you get
My
caught
teammates
with
know.
if you get caught with this stray, you get caught with this stray. That's how I look at it. Like I don't think whether he had him in mind, it's a mere bag of shells. If you think
Well,
you got
maybe,
shot,
I'm just asking you, do you think it was for him?
and I'm saying I don't think it was. I don't think LeBron in that moment said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna say something against Kyrie right now because I got the opportunity." I just think he was like, "Listen,
So,
if I'm
but
gonna
you
shoot
think
you, I'm gonna shoot
Kyrie
you."
did that to him? But you think Kyrie did that to him?
Kyrie did do it to him. He said it.
All right, bro. You got it.
What you think, Mills?
What?
I kind of agree with Preach. At that specific time, at that moment, I don't think LeBron had it, set in stone in his head. Hey,
y'all telling
this is
me.
gonna be
Y'all boys is
Go ahead,
so
go ahead.
naive, bro. No, you got it.
I'm
Mike.
not naive.
Yo, bro.
Yeah,
He
so
was just
naive.
speaking. He was just speaking the truth.
Facts.
I don't remember the question either, though. But he was speaking the truth. He was available to his team.
But
He's there to put his team in position to win
since
games.
when does truth could be a shot?
I didn't say it wasn't a shot. I'm saying you're talking about intent. I'm saying that LeBron did not get up there and say, "Yo, let me take a shot at Kyrie." But he might have said, "If it hit you, it hit you." You know what I'm saying? Like if you get popped, you get popped.
What does that mean, Sam?
You know what I'm
What
saying?
does that mean? Describe that.
What I'm saying is,
what
right?
you talking about?
Okay, this what
That's a shot.
No.
You took a
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
This,
that
this,
is
no.
a shot.
This what
I
I'm.
don't know.
This no.
If it
It's
hit you,
not.
it hit you. I'm spraying, but if it hit you, I'm
Right.
shooting at you.
This what I'm
If
saying.
it hit you, it hit you. What are you
No.
talking about?
This what I'm saying. If it's a gang of people, and I don't like none of y'all, but I really don't like this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this dude in the middle. And I start
And you
shooting. If I hit you and you ain't the dude it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yo, I would say this, Preach, because LeBron knew that they were going to win the series. LeBron knew they were going to win the series. And whether it was last night or game 7, LeBron was like, we're going to win the series. You telling me that he wasn't in the mirror saying like, oh, Kyrie taking shots at me? Talking about, like, bro, it was like literally, I don't know how long it's been, a week since Kyrie's statement. For LeBron to say, I don't think that question was even about being available. But he said, you know me, 17 years, I never missed a playoff game. I'm always there for my teammates when they need me. And just happened that Kyrie just took the shot. Talk about this is the first time I'm playing with a teammate who I feel comfortable with taking a shot. You gonna tell me that LeBron,
I think he would.
LeBron didn't care about that? LeBron made a list of announcers that he was gonna diss before the first championship when they lost to Dallas. He had a list of people he was ready to call out. LeBron is petty. That's not like LeBron is above.
We gotta find a question.
I'm glad you
We
said
gotta
that.
find a question.
I'm glad
I
Mike
think
said
LeBron
that.
would have given the same response regardless of the whole Kyrie situation.
No, he
You know,
wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have. Because we all know LeBron. You don't think the world knows you never missed a playoff game? Why do you think LeBron got to say that? Who don't know that?
Let's find a question, man. We gotta find a question.
Brad, that's like
Find
Nobody
a
knows
question.
that.
Okay, but
Everybody
Rad,
knows LeBron
Rad.
is Iron Man. Like, why LeBron? The fact that LeBron said he He's taking a shot at somebody because
Right.
he don't have to say that. We all know that, LeBron. We know that. Bro.
Okay,
Bro,
but
the
that's
same
like-
dude that was
know
saying, "Give me
that.
my damn respect." He up
We know
there, he up
that.
there pounding his chest. But when it come to that, he was like, "No, he's just humble." I mean, y'all boys.
I
boys
never,
bugging.
who
We
said
know
that?
that, LeBron.
I never said that he was humble, but what I'm saying is, I think that LeBron is at a point in his career and he's old enough. Like Kyrie's a clown. Like why? Like I'm not about like if you get hit with a straight, you get hit with a straight. And furthermore, to even push that, it's like Rad. Just because he said that, like LeBron said a whole bunch of things that was Captain Obvious. He is Captain Obvious. Like that's not the only first thing he said that was like, oh duh, yeah. Like I don't understand how that's an argument.
You got it. Moving on.
All right, man. I want to get into some NFL because it was a good weekend. I watched a lot of ball again. But I want to start with the story of the week, and that's Dak, man. Dak, 2 fantasy teams. He was balling.
Shady, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, bro. I'm saying.
But his health and stuff.
Yeah.
He was straight to fantasy, bro.
Bro, we're gonna get there, bro. I was impacted greatly. I lost. But
Oh my
I
God.
I feel bad. Prayers up to Dak. You happy,
Thank
Rad?
you.
I
Thank
said
you.
it.
Yes.
Prayers up to Dak. Dak is gonna be,
He's fine.
he came out of surgery already, instant surgery. Bad, ugly. I didn't see it live because I was out walking, but then Rad texted me like, oh my God. Rad said, yo, I'm not walking for an hour. He said, I'm sitting down. He said, yo, that looks so bad. I'm just going to sit down for the rest of the day. So I guess let me give everybody an opportunity to give their condolences and prayers to Dak. I don't want anybody to miss their opportunity.
Dak is fine. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. He'll be all right.
Oh, that's it?
For 6 months.
4 to 6 months, rather.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
about
going
to
to
say,
say, hold on. Let me-
Sam is
I just dropped him on my fantasy team. I got to pick him back up. Go ahead, Mills.
Nah, but yeah, condolences to Dak, his family.
Condolences? Like he didn't
tough
die.
tough-
Like, yo, he's okay,
Hey,
y'all.
Get well soon, bro.
It's a
Get
very,
well soon.
it's a very sad moment. It's a very, very sad moment.
Suit is not dead.
All right, go ahead, Rash.
But
Ready?
it-
See what you just started?
His brother did die, so condolences to his family. You're right.
All I was saying is just like, you just want to care about the player more than fantasy, but maybe not. People don't. So I mean, to each his own. But
They got memes out, bro. They put a meme out of Dak in WWE ring with Kurt Angle giving him the ankle drink, bro. The people don't care, bro.
Yo,
the internet is wild.
Yeah, I ain't that foul. But yeah, so because we talk about black quarterbacks on here a lot, right? Talk about black quarterbacks on here a lot, and we lost. I don't say we lost because that sounds like Mills and they died. But Dak is out, and Dwayne Haskins just got benched. But I want to talk about Dak. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about his contract or him. I don't care about Dallas and Andy Dalton if they're going to be okay. I want to talk about Dak and his contract because that was a hot topic. Because everybody was saying like, oh look, Dak, you should have took that money. Now you're not getting it. People kind of was like, this was the reason why Dak should have took the money. And I just want to see, hindsight 2020, right? But do y'all still agree that Dak should have took the contract when he had it, or take the risk and gamble like he did, or like I said, sit out for a year until you get your money?
I got two answers. Dak, me understanding Dak the person, always bet on yourself if you feel like if you want to bet on yourself. I'm never going to tell somebody not to bet on yourself, do that. But me, quote unquote analyst, Dak should have took the money. Dak, you should have took the money. It's not, and I find myself arguing people that Dallas should have paid Dak. No, they were going to pay Dak. He said no to the deal. He wanted 4 years. He wanted Deshaun Watson money, Deshaun Watson contract, not Deshaun Watson money, Deshaun Watson contract, but a 4-year deal. And when they was trying to give him trying to lock him up for that 5th year, he didn't want that. He wanted to bet on himself and make y'all regret, and let me get that 4-year deal so I can re-up in 4 years. And I understand that, totally understand that. But for me, the perfect situation, a perfect storm, the best offense you can play on was this. This is one of those you was groomed into a position to become well because you had a great online, a great running back, and they got you a great wide receiver, right? You're just not gonna get that everywhere and anywhere. And I thought he should have taken that deal 5
in a
years.
franchise where quarterbacks in retirement just walk into jobs.
Walking the jobs. Jerry Jones got connections. Jerry Jones gonna love you. You know how that goes. And I thought he should have took the money. I don't, and it's more so because I don't think Dak was the type to just go in any situation and lift that team up and be great anywhere. So I thought Dallas was one of the few spots that he was perfect for. He could fit there. He can potentially compete and win a championship for. And I thought he should have took the money. And I said it then, and I'm gonna say it now. And it's not because his foot broke, because I thought, you know, the situation was good for him.
It definitely
and
is.
he wasn't a team lifter type of talent. And that's what I thought, and I still think that.
Mills.
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything Rod said, to be 100% honest with you. Well-spoken, Rad. He made valid points. But they did say that, you know, they still see Dak as their future, as their quarterback. And
He had a discount now.
That's it.
Yeah, that's up for debate. You never know.
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right.
All right, because y'all, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because the only reason y'all saying this is because he got injured, and injuries happen. That's just a part of the
Now,
game.
Rad said this to begin with.
But no.
We gotta
I
argue about
agree.
this.
No, I agree that you said it, but you were wrong. And the reason why you was wrong, because I think the reason why you was wrong is because, against the Browns, 502 yards. Against the Seahawks, 472-3. Against the Falcons, 450-1. Dak Prescott threw for 1,690 yards.
Yeah, but they were down every
And
game.
I don't care. I don't care.
He had to throw.
And no, it
He had to
doesn't.
throw for
No,
that.
no, he did not have to throw for that because there are a lot of quarterbacks who can't do that. Dak Prescott put up the stats, and he was on his way to a 5,000-yard season, 40 touchdowns, and he was about to get that bag. The price kept going up every time because at the end of the day, they was going to win the NFC East because the NFC East may be the worst division in history. Like, it's terrible. They could have been 8-8. They would have made the playoffs. It would have been fine.
Home game.
All that. Dak Prescott was playing the best ball of his life. Ezekiel Elliott was not that good. He has not been that good this year. You can just ask anybody who got him in fantasy. Also, the offensive line that Rad talk about so much, most of the offensive line that they had not even playing right now. So they've been injured. So that's a lie. What you saying, that's not true. Now, granted, he has had, what I'm saying is you said that he had this great thing around him. The offensive line has not been the same.
I'm not talking about during the conference. Like,
Well,
bro,
you can't
I'm
say
talking
during the
about his
conversation.
career.
This is the conversation. This is right now. So he didn't have that. Ezekiel Elliott has not been playing well. He does have the weapons on the outside. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. Kudos to him. Mike McCarthy is a bad coach. We see that. So with that being said, Dak Prescott has been playing amazing in spite of all the deficiencies he have around him, besides wide receiver, and they have a terrible defense, but they've still been winning games. They were still a viable team. Therefore, if Dak Prescott would have stayed healthy, Dak Prescott would have probably got more than anybody in the league. And that's including Dak Prescott. I mean, that's including Patrick Mahomes. He would have got
No, he
more than
wouldn't
him.
have.
Yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have had
No, he
to.
wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have.
Or he would have walked
No, he wouldn't have.
and somebody else would have paid him. Trust me. He would have got $200 million. That's a fact.
But Sam, so what he getting? What he getting now? What do you think he getting?
Well, he hurt now. I mean, I can't say that. I don't know. He's probably getting $100 million. He probably can still get $100 million. I mean, Dak Prescott is like when Dak Prescott come back. I mean, Byron. What I'm saying is technology is good enough for Dak Prescott to come back, right? He can come back from this injury. He can.
Look at Alex Smith.
Yeah, so it's not impossible for him to come back from an injury. He can sit out a year if he has to and come back.
He has to, because he has. But what I'm saying is he has 1 year. He has one year. This is it. He gonna get paid $33 million, and he got to negotiate his contract again.
Yeah, he's gonna get
What
$100
is they gonna pay him for him to play?
at least $100 million. He's gonna get a $100 million contract.
So he's losing money.
But that's because he got injured, right?
I don't care what happened. You know, stop. You just told me it doesn't matter. What I said about it don't matter what happened right now.
Brad,
He's gonna lose money. He's losing
your
money.
original statement was bet on yourself. That was your original statement. Your problem was that Dak wasn't good enough to do it. Dak is good enough to do it. So that's where you're wrong.
Do
at.
what? Good enough to do what?
If Dak, the only reason why Dak is not getting $200 million is because he got injured. It wasn't because
That's
he's
not
playing on the
fact.
field. Mike,
Why
can you
not?
be the
He threw for
tiebreaker?
a lot of yards last year.
Mike,
He threw for 5,000 yards
Mike,
last year.
Mike.
He threw for 5,000 yards last year.
Mike, if Dak
Tell me-
press, okay.
Okay. Tell me, all right. They went 8. What they go 8-8 last year? They probably could have went 8-8 this year, right? What y'all think the record gonna be? 7-9, 6-10? They didn't pay him last year. What would have been different from last year to this year that they would have paid him this year?
You're not gonna lose him. For what? What you gonna lose him for? Like Carson Wentz, garbage. You know what I'm saying?
Franchise him again.
Do you want another?
They can franchise him again.
Okay, then that's something different because they have the option to do that.
Tell me the difference between between last year and this year would have been different. They're gonna just give him the bank for going 6-10 and losing the first playoff game, or maybe not making it.
He was playing.
The
first
team
of all,
is not good.
First of all,
they're not good.
That's not because of Dak Prescott. It's because the defense is terrible. Dak Prescott's playing some of the best ball of his life. I don't know. Have you been watching him?
Bro, it doesn't matter. You could throw 6,000. He could throw for 6,000. If they went 6-10 and missed the playoffs, it would have been the same predicament as last year.
But they wasn't going
They
6-10.
underachieved. The team underachieved.
But I don't know why.
They're 1-4. They was gonna be. Bro, what are you talking about?
They were gonna
was 1-3.
But they're gonna win that
But they
game.
was 1-3 at the time. They were 1-3.
That's
at the time,
fine.
bro.
They lost to the Seahawks. Like that's a good. Like you make it seem like they
Alright,
lost
you
to
got
like
it.
terrible teams. Like Dak Prescott was playing some of the best
You got
ball
it.
of his life. The only reason why you're saying that is because
it,
he got injured, not because of his play on the
Bro,
field.
Bro,
I don't understand why you can't understand that.
This is deja vu. If you remember
It's
the
not.
first beginning of the year last year, the first 4 games, he was playing the best ball in his life.
Not
Was he
like this. No, he didn't.
Yes, he was.
He didn't have
Yo,
1,690.
not as many yards. But
Okay,
he was
so
playing
don't
the
say
best
that.
ball. Jesus Christ.
Don't say that. Like, what are you talking
You're
about?
not making sense.
He didn't have. He was playing the same way, but yet and still you saying he didn't have this many yards. Does that make sense to anybody
You're
here?
not making sense, bro.
Wait a
You're
minute.
not making
The
sense, bro.
Rat
Yo,
Mike, can you please be the
He was playing the
tiebreaker?
best
Yo,
ball of his
yeah.
career the first 3 games last year.
Yo.
And he ended up not getting the deal because they was
Well,
terrible. And
clearly
they're gonna be
not.
terrible this year.
Clearly not Rat if he was
are
playing
you
better
talking
this year.
about?
I disagree with Rad back then. I disagree with Rad now.
Silly
Priest,
shit.
I also disagree with you too from this standpoint. I said Dak shouldn't play at all. I said, bro, it's not worth the injury risk. I said, bro, if you want that bag, if you say no, I want this money, then sit out. Go ahead and sit out because it's not worth the injury. Because if you get
I agree
injured,
with that.
if you get injured, you're not getting even close to any of this stuff if it's bad enough. And this was bad. Like this is like Gordon Hayward type level bad. So that's my issue with it. That's my issue with it. I think that he should have sat out. And people were saying, well, if he sat out, nobody was giving him all that money. I said, y'all crazy. I said, they're like, what about Le'Veon Bell? I said, bro, this is a quarterback. This is a young quarterback who has yards on his resume, who you can go to the playoff with and win a playoff game because he has already did it. People trade 2, 3, 4 first-round picks for people that they hope is good. You telling me you get a known commodity that somebody was going to pay? You only need 2 people for a bidding war. If you get 2 teams out there looking for a quarterback that has money, looking to pay, Dak would have got paid. And I said, Dak, you should not play because if you want your money, get your money. Get that bag, young man. But if you go out there and play and get hurt, you can lose everything. Now it's an ankle. I'm not sure how it's going to affect him if he got to become more of a pocket passer and just throw and not run as much. I think he should still be okay. I think if I was him, I'd do like a 1-year contract to prove everybody I'm still good to go and get that money. But from the standpoint of Dak had took the contract, I don't like when we tell people what they should and should not do with their money. And if y'all say Dak is not good enough, okay, then that's your opinion. But if Dak wanted $40 million, that's the conversation we should be having. So if Dak want $40 million, how should he have it? How should he get it? So he play to get it, or should he sit out to get it? And for me, the easy choice was always to sit out and let Andy Dalton play. Let him play and see what happens, because Dallas defense is terrible. And Mills, you want to say that Dak in garbage time, Andy Dalton not throwing for 500 yards in garbage time. You can give Andy Dalton a week, he's not doing it. So Dak could have sat out. The Cowboys would have been 0-4. And then by then, Jerry Jones is calling Dak and saying, okay, you want 40? Here, fine, here's 40. But no, he got hurt. It's unfortunately. I know I seemed a little insensitive, but I like Dak. I like Dak, and I hate that he's injured. Garbage time, Dak is one of the best watches in the league because he make plays, he make passes that are incredible. And we missing out on that on Sundays now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think betting on yourself, he should if you was gonna play, you don't bet on yourself that way. I think you sit down. I think you pull a Zeke. Zeke said, pull a Zeke. You gotta sit down. You can't put yourself at risk and the issue is that his personality is rah team guy. I'm gonna do whatever you. So I knew he wasn't gonna sit down. That's not Dak. He's not gonna sit down. So that means take the deal. Why risk yourself? For me, I'm saying why risk yourself like this? And this can happen. This can happen. Everybody know this could happen. He knew it could happen. He was playing with fate there, and he lost out. I wish he'd get back though.
Dak Prescott from last year to this year, it was minus 500 yards that he thrown. So he's threw 500 more yards. So I don't know what Rad is talking about. You can move on.
Yeah, but they was 3-0. Now they was 4-0. Now they 1-3.
Mike,
so what are you talking about?
Mike,
what are you talking? You think that's better or worse?
Mike,
what are you talking about?
Mike.
What are you talking about?
So I will say this. All right, so I want to talk Dwayne Haskins quick because Rad, you talked about quarterback, cultivation of quarterback, and seeing how teams really try to groom and mature quarterbacks. And Dwayne Haskins is benched 4 weeks in. I figured it was coming before week 1. I'm like, let's see how long he lasts. But he now benched. And if you look at the track record of black quarterbacks in the league, once they get benched, you might as well go ahead and see if you could call it ACC, see if they got any gigs on Saturdays. So, but I seen a lot. The debate was not whether Dwayne Haskins is good enough to be benched. It was the race come into play. Did they give up on him so quickly because he is a black quarterback? And I just want to know what's your opinion on this.
History says so, right? You don't see Alex Smith as a black quarterback, right? Alex Smith wasn't good at first, and he wasn't good. You don't see a Sam Bradford happening for a black quarterback who just got paid mad money, got paid again, kept getting paid to be a C-level quarterback, right? History says that, right? History. You don't get like RG3 got another chance, but you just don't. They don't. For one, you got to get drafted. More of us got to get drafted in that first round. Maybe that's the issue as well. But you just don't see that. You don't see. History says that. Yes. I don't want to say that Ron Rivera straight up benched them because of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to say that. But history says that. A white quarterback gets a longer leash. It's just that simple. I don't know what other way to spice it. Right? I'm not saying Jamarcus Russell deserves another shot, but he's probably the worst case of all time. You know what I mean? But it was other quarterbacks that was terrible, right? A Leaf. People talk dog Leaf, but Jamarcus Russell is the butt of the joke. But maybe because Leaf was the second pick of the draft. But you know what I mean? Kyle Trubisky this year, he got 3 years to show his truth. You know what I'm saying? And Dwayne Haskins is getting benched after 10 games, 12 games. So
EJ Manuel, 14 games. So that was it.
Geno Atkins never even got really right. I'm not saying he's great.
Geno Smith.
I'm sorry, Geno Smith. My bad. Geno Smith, you know what I mean? Now Teddy Bridgewater found a way back, but that's because he just been playing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
But they said the talk out there is he didn't get benched for lack of play or win-loss ratio or touchdown interception ratio. They said that, from what I read, they said that the reason why he got benched was more so a learning experience. If it's true, I don't know. But
a black quarterback not be able to handle the playbook. I heard that before. But you go finish.
No. That wasn't it. They said after the Baltimore game. After the Baltimore game, he had some good stats. 300 plus yards passing or whatever. But when they got back to the locker room, he wasn't really focused on the team losing, but he was more so focused. Oh, I had a great game. I threw for 300 yards. And stuff like that. Like he put himself before his team. And from what I read, that's the reason why Ron Rivera benched him to teach him a lesson. If that's true, I don't know. But that's what I saw out there.
Do you believe that? Do you believe?
No, I don't believe it, but that's what I saw. I mean, it could play a factor though. But I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, this is what I read.
Maybe I think this is tough because it's still nuanced. On one hand, I guess because we're questioning the integrity of Ron Rivera, right? I think
Well, right. I know
If
we
he
talked
made
about
the
implicit-
decision-
we talked about implicit bias before, Preach, and you called it flat out racism. But that's why I think it should be kind of almost separated, right? It's one thing if Ron Rivera said, "I don't want this black dude as my quarterback," but it's the, "Oh man, he ain't picking it up." It's the it's like when it's a black quarterback, when it's Josh Allen doing bonehead plays, it's man, oh, he's doing too much. When it's Dwayne Haskins, it's like, oh, well, he doesn't understand the concepts.
okay, no, I understand that, and that's a fact. But that is racism. I'm calling it what it is. So what I'm saying is, if he did that, then he is in fact a racist. So no, Brad, if you do racist things, like you are racist. I mean, like, we gotta call things for what they are. If that's what it is, and that's what it is. My
I
position
don't
about
agree
it.
with that though.
Well, then you're
But I hear
wrong. I don't like if you shoot people, you're a shooter.
Yo, we
something?
talking about shooting people too much.
I don't know why he can't, because Brad does this all the time. Like, if you do something, like, then that's who you are. Eventually, like, I mean, like,
No,
what
that's
point?
you just told us.
Yo,
You just had a whole I had a flashback of the whole Joe Biden thing, and what are you talking about? Does this apply to Joe Biden?
Brad. Yes.
What?
Yes, it applies
What?
to Joe Biden. Yes.
So what are you talking about? So how are you talking out? You talking out the other side of your
I'm
mouth right
not,
now
because the
about
whole
this?
point of Joe Biden was I'm talking about him
Right, bro.
responding to it.
got
I said that if somebody brought up the worst thing that you ever did in your entire life
All right,
every
bro.
day, how would you feel? How would you respond? That's all I said.
All right, bro.
I'm not.
You got it.
I told you it's not right or wrong.
Yo, people that can't see the video, when Rad slapped his desk, he dropped like 4 inches on his.
This is my position. Like I said, Dwayne Haskins is awful. But at the same time, yes, white quarterbacks get a longer leash. Sam Darnold is just as awful. Like, he's garbage. Just like Adam
Daniel
Gase is
Jones.
garbage. Yeah. I mean, so
Daniel
like
Jones doing?
we could the list goes on, and yet and still they get a longer leash than a Dwayne Haskins, than a Jamarcus Russell. That might not be the best one. But you get my point though. Like, we can name black
EJ
quarterbacks.
Manuel.
EJ Manuel, he was terrible. But you get my point. But they are also
lot of-
terrible.
so what?
But they are
So
also
what?
terrible.
Terrible quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So that's a fact. Yes.
Yeah, Josh Allen and EJ Manuel first 14 games were basically identical, but nobody. Well, some people were saying he should get replaced.
This is his
but
second
nobody
year?
ever thought that.
This is his second
Who?
year.
Yo, Haskins, yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right. No white quarterback would
This
have
is
been benched like that.
12th game, bro. It's not
Yeah.
even. He didn't play a whole full year yet.
I will say Josh Rosen has been awful, and they did can him early. But he did get another shot. Somebody else picked him up. So yeah, we can move on. It's racism. I mean, it's
I would say this. Like, I would say I think I know obviously I think it is. But the one thing that hurt Dwayne Haskins was that it was a regime change. You do see when a different head coach, a different GM comes to a team and a quarterback that isn't theirs. You've seen it with Rosen. Hey, Rosen, I'm glad you're here. We taking Kyler Murray and we trading you. So we do see regime changes come in and change things. That's not uncommon. But like I said, if he was white, if he was Kyle Allen, if he was Kyle Allen taken in the first round, I don't think he'd get benched. I think he'd get a little bit more slack and be like, all right, next year we bringing in the Nick Foles of this year, whoever that may be. We bringing in Andy Dalton here just in case you aren't good enough. Haskins couldn't get that. I mean, they went to Kyle Allen, but Kyle Allen, he's familiar with Rivera from Carolina, so that's why I think this one is a little bit more nuanced. But at the end of the day, it's just a different player. It's the same game. Black quarterbacks, if y'all don't come in balling, good luck. Good luck to you.
And just my point about why I'm not calling Ron if he is racist, because people participate in racist things, racism, unknowingly, not full out intentional, and I don't want to call those people racist.
Yeah,
that's not fair to them. People don't know. People are machines all the time, and they be a part of it. And once you point it out, and they continue to do it, then you got to be like, all right,
well, he's
you know what I
continuing
mean?
to do it then, right?
No, but when I'm
What do you mean?
No.
No, he's been doing it his whole life.
all right, bro.
What I'm saying is, Rad.
No, Ron Rivera's a racist. All right.
Now, well, Cam was his quarterback.
Ron Rivera's a racist.
What I'm
That's your
saying.
point. The issue when you generalize like that it puts you in the mind because you can be participating in something racist right now and you might not know.
All
I
white
can't
people
call you a
engage
racist for that.
in racist acts. That's a fact.
Yes, I'm not calling everybody racist because they do that, bro.
Ron Rivera, he like Puerto Rican anyways.
Yeah, Brad, you
Me?
yeah. Yeah, you.
All right.
You.
Okay.
All right, but I want to talk about one more black quarterback.
Brad
and
caping
that
right
is
now.
Russie, and that's the. No, right not wearing a cape, man. Stop
definitely
playing.
is.
Stop playing pretty. He not wearing a cape.
Yes, he is.
I want to talk about Russie. Well, I want to talk about that game because it was very controversial. Twitter was going up. You know, the rah football people and like the people like me, I hate when people say the smart people, because it's kind of disparaging to football players, but the numbers people that are very numbers driven. No, it was up for debate. You had 4th and inches, 4th and inches, Minnesota on like their 7-yard line. They could either kick a field goal and go up 8, like a minute something left, and get a ball back to Russie, or go for it 4th and inches and pretty much win the game. And I put on Facebook before, I said Minnesota should go for this, but I said they're gonna be so weak and kick the field goal. And they went out there, they went for it, and they got stopped. A lot of people came on my stat and like laughed at it, like, ha, look, look, see what happened. But I'll give my take after. But I just want to know what y'all thought when y'all, if you've seen the game, that scenario, what would you have done?
I would have did the same thing that Minnesota did. Minnesota, they were what 1-2, I think 1-3, something like that.
1-3.
Playing an undefeated team with a great quarterback, Russell Wilson. We're up 6. We're up 5. The game's on the line, and you haven't beat Seattle in the last 4 meetings that you had, and you want to make a point. I think when you get in that situation and you think at your opponent, you see how much time is left on the clock. You know what that quarterback and that offense can do. If you kick the field goal, there's a possibility that you're gonna go to overtime and you're gonna lose that game. So we want to win now. It's nothing wrong with winning now. I want to win now. I want to try and ice the game. If we get this first down, we get the ball in the end zone. There's no way we can lose this game.
You don't need the end zone. You just literally need an inch, and the game is over.
Yeah, you can milk the clock. You're right. You can shut the clock down. There's no way we can lose this game. Me personally, I would have done it.
Yo, Bill's got a phone call and his whole screen.
No, let me piggyback.
My niece
the same.
My niece was FaceTiming me, bro.
Let me pick.
What happened?
You look crazy.
Fix your screen.
But you look crazy. What they did, I would have went for it. The nuance thing is that Dalvin Cook wasn't in, right? So that maybe made me think like, if I'm gonna hand this ball off, I want to hand this ball off to the best player on my team, and Madison isn't. But that's the only thing. That's the only nuance. What I would have been like, should I do that? You know what I mean? But 99%, all the other percentages of the time, I would have did it. We talk about inches. You know what I'm saying? And you got to believe in your team. And if you kick the field goal, you kick the ball off. They got to score a touchdown. And the extra point, but they got to drive 94. It's 94 yards. They got to drive. If your defense gonna get that up, they're gonna get that up regardless. So it's the inch. You don't play for overtime. You play to win. If you get the inches, you win the game. And you got to go for the win. I'm never gonna fault a coach for going for the win. But you got to make sure you get it. And if you don't, hot seats and stuff start happening. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you get it. You got to make the perfect play. You got to figure it out, because it's always gonna be second guess when you don't get it. And I want you to be ballsy all the time and go for that all the time. But if you continually don't get it, that's how you lose jobs. And I think that's the play you should always make. But prepare your team to do that, and when you do it, make sure you win when you're doing it, because if not, you can lose your job. And I'm not saying Zimmer is going to, or he's on the hot seat or something like that, but they won in 4, and it's unacceptable.
What surprised me though is the play call. It's inches. if you look at football, and you look at the distance between the running back and the quarterback, it's normally 5 to 7 yards. You know what I'm saying? So you got inches really just turned into a 7-yard run play compared to you just putting your quarterback under center and just potentially doing quarterback sneak. So I mean, I probably would have called a different play, but I mean, I think it was something I would have did.
Mills is becoming my favorite person on the show right now. I'm just tell you boys because Mills said exactly what I was going to say. But preach, what you got to say?
Well,
I forgot to say that Mills didn't hit all my points.
I would. I'm not gonna say y'all are wrong in what y'all saying because
you can't.
Well, not in theory.
In practice.
No, because
go ahead.
Football is a game of nuance, right? Every game is not the same. And I think with this one, they probably should have kicked the field goal. The reason being is because they would have been up 8, right?
Yep.
So what has to happen now is I'm going to kick the ball off. You're going to get the ball. You're going to march down the field. You probably will score because you're Russell Wilson. But then you have to do it again. And that's not to say you can't do it again, but the chances are, in my opinion, are slim to none for you to do it. Not slim to none, but you have to
get a 2-point conversion. You don't have to do it again.
Yes, that means you have to score again. Yeah, that's my point. You have to do it again. So you're gonna score. You're gonna march all the way down the field and score, and then you have to get. So now you have to do. But instead of us doing one thing, now you have to do 2 things.
And they can.
What?
That's the problem.
Preachers made zero sense about anything he just said. No, I'm not giving him a chance to explain none of that. I'm not giving him a chance to explain none of that. And I will say this. I would never want Priest to be my coach. I would never want Priest to be my coach because I need a coach that's going to play to win. We are out there to win. Don't play to lose. Don't play.
Did they win?
Like I said, we are
wrong.
We are too results based.
That was silly.
When you make a decision, when you make a decision,
bro, you are.
Priest.
What was their record? What's their record?
Pause.
What's their record?
Let me ask you a question. I'm talking. Hey, Sam, I'm speaking. I'm gonna come out on you, Sam. I'm speaking. Let me say this, Preach. I don't know if you are a blackjack man or not, or if you play blackjack or not. But if I have 20, the smart move is to not hit. If I lose that hand, I didn't make the wrong decision just because I lost. That's silly. The right play was to go and win the game. You needed inches. Madison had 112 yards on the game. I know he's not cooked, but he had 112 yards. But once again, I would have caught a quarterback sneak. We've seen Tom Brady do this so many times. Josh Allen do it so many times. You could win the game right now. Russell Wilson has the most game-winning drives, game-tying drives since he came into the league. It's a couple quarterbacks I'm not giving the ball to. I'm not giving the ball to Russell Wilson. I'm not giving the ball to Tom Brady. I'm not giving the ball to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not giving the ball to Aaron Rodgers. And like you said, all games are equal. If the quarterback is Sam Darnold, you take the points, you kick the field goal, and you say, God bless you if you go down there and score twice. Russell Wilson, we see him do it so many times. Almost every week he is doing this. So for you to say that just to let him do it, to me, that's silly. We needed 1 inch. The Vikings they had 96% chance to win the game before that play, and they get the first down. You go to 100 at that point, and to me, that's all you really need to know. But even if you don't get it, you go to 86. It's not like you dropping down the 20. It took a Russell Wilson bomb to DK Metcalf on 4th and 10. Incredible play. It took incredible play.
That's why y'all wrong.
Beat you.
That's why y'all wrong. Y'all wrong because that's my.
I know.
Mike, can you please move on? Because y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
I want to hear this.
You just said that it took amazing plays. So you kick the field goal and you make him do some amazing things because amazing things don't always happen. That's just common sense. What are you talking about? You make Russell Wilson do an amazing thing over and over again, and then when they score, make them do it. But if they would have had to go for 2.
Answer this question.
I don't understand that.
The two is what it is.
Yes.
2 yard play.
Yes.
The 2.
Sam.
He ran about the 2.
Yes.
Sam, so if if they got the first down, Russell Wilson wasn't gonna get the ball back, right?
Do you know if they didn't get it, Russell Wilson goes to march down the field and score on them, and they was gonna lose the game?
But the best
No, answer that question. Answer that question.
the best defense and Russell Wilson at that point in that game.
Did you
was to
know?
make sure
Keep
he
him
don't
off
get
the
the
field.
ball.
Okay. Did they?
Preach,
simple.
Did they keep him off the field? Did they keep him off the field?
When you
No,
make the
but-
decision,
Did they
go
keep
for
him
it.
off the
When
field?
you make the decision
But
to
kicking
go
the field
for
goal
it,
puts him on the
Answering
field. Kicking the
Listen,
field goal puts him on
listen.
the field.
preach. No,
Listen.
let's go back.
Listen.
Let's go back.
First of all, no,
You
y'all
did not answer
wrong.
my question.
Y'all
No.
wrong.
Let's pause. You did not answer my question.
Y'all wrong.
If I'm playing blackjack and I have 20 and I don't hit and I lose, was that the wrong decision by me?
No.
What are you talking about then? The right play was to go for it and win the game.
No, it wasn't.
You have to coach
No,
to
it
win
wasn't.
the game.
No, it wasn't.
If you are coaching
The right
not
play
to
was
lose,
this.
then you will be fired like Dan Quinn.
This was the right play. The right play was to kick the field goal. All right, you go up 8, and if they score and
Why
get the
would
2
you want
point.
to put your fate in somebody else's
Anyways,
hands?
can I say something else? Okay, so if they go up 8, y'all go up 8, right? If you score, like, that's not to say that they was going to go down and score, but say if they do score, say if they do get the 2-point conversion, then you just go into overtime, you win the game.
You can avoid all of that by getting 1 inch.
But they
Bro, if
couldn't
you go
get it.
overtime, you're losing.
The problem
Bro,
is,
you
this
don't-
man
the
you
is
don't
problem
know
is,
that
it's
when you
nuance.
go
No,
for
I
it.
actually do know that. I do know that
It's not
because
a
the
good
Minnesota
argument.
Vikings has 1-3, and they've been terrible this entire year.
It's not a
That's
good
how I know
argument.
that.
That's not a good argument.
Yo,
That's not a good
everybody
argument.
that's
Yes, it
I'm
is.
sorry.
That's a
I
very
am-
shaky argument. That
Yo,
makes
this
no
is-
How is it a
no,
very
it's
shaky
not-
argument when
it's
they
not
lost the
even shaky.
game?
It's not even shaky.
They lost the
That's a really
game.
terrible
If they kick the
Yo.
field goal, they up 8. If by chance he scores and they get a 2-point conversion, you go into overtime. Like, what are y'all talking about?
And
That's
still-
common sense.
All right. Yo,
That's just common sense. Go up 8.
Okay.
Take the
Okay. Oh,
points.
preach. The issue I have with what you're saying is that if they go down, they score, they get the 2-point conversion and win on overtime, you come in here saying you paid Kirk Cousins
No, I wouldn't.
86 million.
No, I wouldn't.
You need 1
No, I
yard
would not.
to win that
No, I would
game.
not.
You gave the ball to Russell Wilson. You call Russell Wilson the best quarterback in
He
the
is.
league.
He
You
is.
telling me that the best defense is to keep him off the field. You don't even let him get a chance to come back and
He
win.
know that's not- Mike,
No,
Yeah, I know.
no. What
But
what
we-
what
but
y'all don't
we can
understand
move on.
is
We've been here a long time.
He
We
know that.
understand.
no, y'all don't understand because
No,
if
we
it don't
understand.
work,
We
he's going to
understand.
win the
We
game.
move on.
At least give yourself a
That's all right.
chance to
That's
win
all
the
right.
game.
Preach, so you coach not to lose. That's the bro. Oh my God! I'm saying, it makes no sense.
How is
Your
that
argument
coaching
is
not to
saying
lose? That's
your
strategy.
argument
Like,
is
Give
play to
yourself
win.
a chance to win the game.
They need 1 inch to win the game. They need 1 inch to win the game. The
But if
game
you
is
kick
over.
the field goal, they need at least 80 yards and then a 2-point.
They needed 94.
94 yards down the field.
That's
man.
fine. They didn't do that the whole game. That doesn't mean that they would have did that if you kicked the ball off.
So we can move on.
So what are y'all talking about?
We can move on. We can move
Yeah,
on.
we're gonna
I
be
don't know
here all
what-
day.
I don't know what Preach is talking about.
I cannot believe
Yo,
this.
bro, we can move on.
Don't hire Preach for your little league team.
No, oh
high
my
school,
God.
nothing.
Oh
If
my
you want to
God.
win the game,
Yo,
if you want to win the
oh my
game,
God.
then hire
Please.
me.
No, Preach, please.
Oh my God.
If you want to win games, hire me.
Please, Preach. Please. You just said enough already, my brother.
Cause y'all wrong.
Yo, you just said enough. So, but we've been here quite a while. We're gonna get up out of here. So, do I want to talk about this? No, yeah, we can skip the other thing. We can skip that. So I want to touch on this because Mills brought it up at the beginning with because he had Monday off. Real quick. Just I don't want to say do y'all think Columbus Day should be a holiday and not give y'all a chance to explain. But if y'all can explain it very quickly, please do. I'm gonna throw it out there. Do y'all think Columbus Day should be a holiday that's nationally celebrated? Everybody get off work. No, what do y'all think?
It is tough for me because I want my day off work. So,
But I'm worried about Dak Prescott, my fantasy team. But
no, I'm
Yeah.
saying should it be called Columbus Day? No, don't take the day away. You can lead a day so I can get my day off. You know, the Indigenous People Day, all that stuff. I'm for all that. Change the name, but I mean, you know, Columbus means a lot to a lot of people, and somewhere else, which in America it shouldn't stand because you know people here. You know what I mean? So, I want the day off. But at the end of the day, I don't plan to work for the rest of my life either. So you can take the day off. Matter of fact, let me switch it all the way around. I don't care. I don't plan to work at my job for the rest of my life or forever. So take the day off. Take the day away. I wouldn't care. I honestly only care. Look at most holidays is like because my job I get the day off, so I look at it and that's why I care. Besides that, everybody can shells. That's Sam would say. Take the day. You can take the day off. I don't care. Take the day away.
I pretty much
Take the day away.
I
I don't
kind of
care.
agree with Rad. I mean, we pretty much work at the same job, but yeah, it's a free day from work. I do agree with maybe just changing the name, because a lot of people say that well, to be honest, I think it's like 12 states in America that does not celebrate Columbus Day, because they say Columbus did not discover America. But I mean, it's up for debate. But I think you just
He didn't discover America.
It's not up for
He didn't
debate.
discover
A Trump Biden debate maybe.
He didn't discover.
When I say up for debate, I don't mean the whole thing about him discovering America.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
whether or not, yeah.
it proceeded right after you said that, so it's like. bro,
Yeah,
bro,
I'm
that's not
sorry.
for debate.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't really tie much together, and I do apologize for that. I apologize to the world. I should be more specific, when I say things. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm sorry. Go, Preach. I apologize.
He said,
Maybe people was here, maybe people wasn't. Yeah, I mean, who knows? He wasn't there.
Mike, what was the question?
Should we celebrate Columbus Day?
yeah.
I don't mind it. You know what? I really don't. I just thought about it. We celebrated President's Day, and there were presidents who had slaves, presidents who didn't like black people, and we still celebrate that day. So what difference would it make?
Had
Huh?
you said had presidents that don't like black people.
No, I said we had presidents that had slaves and presidents who don't.
He's trying to
like black
make. He's
people.
trying to
Yes.
say have.
We have. It's
What I'm saying
not
is-
past tense.
George Washington is dead, is who I was referring to. So he doesn't have.
Yeah, but you're
anything
trying to say
anymore.
Trump is still on that line too.
He had
so that's what he's
slaves.
saying. No, doesn't
Oh
like
my
black
God,
people.
preach, go back to that shit, bro. You talking? You said we had presidents. We had presidents who didn't like black people, and I'm saying
No,
we
I
have
said we
a president.
had presidents who had slaves and had.
I know, preach.
presidents.
I know.
You missed
I
this.
know.
You missed it.
I know.
You missed
I know.
it.
It's-
Sam.
it's
You
all right,
just missed it. You get it. It's fine.
I was being serious. Mike was playing.
No,
yeah.
Michael was serious
yeah,
too.
yeah. Well, yeah, I was being serious too, but I guess comedy style. I guess you can say. Right. It's one of those things that people want to say. Oh, everybody want to change the past. Want to change the past. I don't know. People want to change the past. Do you want to make it more inclusive and make it for everybody? I know. I watched The Sopranos, and on there they said Italian people really, really love Columbus. I'm
Oh,
not
that's
sure
their
if that.
thing.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's a
okay.
fact.
So,
That's a fact. That's that guy. That's that guy.
Yeah. So right, it's I get it, right? It's one of their national heroes and everything. The case may be. I would say this. Now his name slips me, but the black scientist.
Samuel Champlain.
No, the
Oh,
dude-
Neil deGrasse
What was they
Tyson.
said,
Neil
bro?
deGrasse
Yeah,
Tyson.
no. He said
Why he got the same name as you, Samuel? That's why you remember him.
No,
he just put that out.
He was a
anywhere.
discoverer. I don't know if y'all remember
No,
that.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Just put
okay.
that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was because he said that he understand why people don't like Columbus, right? For everything that he did, but he said that the fact that he did kind of merge the two together, that if we never explore and we never realize that hey, it's people here, that we may be two different species if we didn't intermingle. And what was his saying? Whether that's true or not, he's saying that people would evolve differently here, people would evolve differently there.
He has a
and
place.
who knows human? Yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
so
Oh, he has
that
a place.
if
Columbus
you
has a
look
place
at-
in history. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have that,
Absolutely.
then you want to say, hey, we want to just celebrate that, right? Kind of we say 4th of July, celebrate the good things. But I don't want to just act like those bad things didn't happen. So let's go Columbus last Indigenous Day. I don't know, something like that. But I think that is important to say. This whole he discovered America. I think we should stop saying that. That he
We
came
being taught
over.
that.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm saying like schools just say that he came over from Spain with all the shit, and they met people that was here. I think if you start saying it in that light and stop the lies, I think people will stop being so upset about it. But I don't know.
Propaganda. You know how that go. You just
But yeah,
Unfortunate.
But yeah, but we was here for a long time. Great conversation. I felt good again out there screaming. It's been a while. I haven't screamed at preaching in a long time since probably high school basketball days. It felt good, getting my training wheels back out. So, but it's a good show, great show. I love y'all boys. I think that's it. I don't know if I got anything else. I want to go round table, anything, quick things we all want to say, letting people know what's coming out. If is anything coming forward that people should know about, sports wise, culture wise. You know, Benny dropping tomorrow. Shout out to Griselda. Anything else?
No, I don't have anything.
Man.
All right, good
Great
show.
pod, guys.
Appreciate-
Great pod, fellas.
Great pod. So, man, we here every week, y'all. We here every week for y'all. We do this for y'all. Keep listening, keep supporting, and we're gonna keep doing the damn thing. So, but we out of here. Woo-dee-hoo!
Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people to block where they stay, and I know they all counting on me. To go, we going straight to the top. You can't never look down on the streets. Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me.